Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the AVGL Collegiate Champions League Grand Finals weekend, and today is Championship Sunday. We only have three teams remaining in Northwood, UCF, and UNC Charlotte. Twiggy joins me once again in the booth. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. We've seen such good Rocket League yesterday, and now we're going to be able to see, these last three teams coming up through this bracket, and I'm really excited to see what they all do.
Take a look at the bracket really quick to see where these teams have come from. Our first matchup, of course, is going to be the winners final between Northwood and UCF. Northwood having a relatively dominant path to this grand finals, 3-0ing Seton Hall and UNC Charlotte, and barely giving anything over to the University of Michigan and Richard Stockton, 3-1 victories in both those games. UCF coming off of a bit of an emotional win. They just 3-2 to Arizona yesterday as one of our final matches on stream, and they're coming off the back of a Game 5 victory, feeling confident but also potentially emotionally drained. They are the 13th seed in this entire tournament, so for them to have made the winners final is already a spectacle to be certain. But they're looking to go even further, and they're looking to take their share, even more, of the $3,000 prize pool that we have on the cards.
Yeah, absolutely. All the teams are going to be reinvigorated after their night's sleep yesterday, and hopefully all going to come at this again with a fresh mindset. Northwood were fairly, completely dominant as we saw them in the last game yesterday, so both teams are going to have to be thinking about how they're going to beat Northwood if they get into this last round. Although UCF Knights do have the opportunity to knock them down into the lower bracket anyway today, so we're going to see if they come into that with a different way of playing, because they did take down Arizona, and they were the lower seed in that game.
Yeah, I think that UCF is coming in with a vengeance, but also Northwood is coming off the back of being completely confident. They have not dropped a game. Keep in mind, in this entire Collegiate Champions League, they were undefeated in the Swiss stage, now undefeated so far through the bracket. We can take a look at the seeding really quick just to see how these teams stack up, or just the leaderboards, I guess. You can see that Northwood, they're the number one seed right now, and you can see Central Florida exists right around looking for them on there. They're on the 11th seed right now, so you can see the disparity of these teams that came through in the Swiss stage right now, and well, I think it's really hard to bet against Northwood after the absolute destruction we watched yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just the first, fourth, and 11th seed left, and Northwood really showed us why they were the first seed yesterday. I think they only dropped a couple of goals in all three games in yesterday's games that we watched, and I think one of them was 7-0 against UNC Charlotte. So they've absolutely shown us what they're made of. It's just time for them to try and close it out now. Just keep their form up from yesterday.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle. Pirates, Ambrosia, and Knox is facing off against UCF's Wasi Rooney and Bambi. It's a showdown to see who can make it forward into the grand finals. They obviously want to come through from the winners bracket side because, well, that means you get a little bit of a break for the broadcast schedule. Just if you guys were wondering, we've got the winners finals right now. After this, we will have the losers finals. The losers of this matchup we're about to show you all will be playing against UNC Charlotte for that spot against the winner in the grand finals. Best of 5 to start us all off right here. We're hopping into the game right now, and well, it's Northwood on the blue side and UCF on the orange.
Yeah, Northwood are already kicking it off with a bit of possession. They're going to try and keep the pressure up straight away. They're already firing some shots against the backboard. But UCF Knights so far just soaking up the pressure and kind of pushing that forward into the midfield area.
Yeah, this ball remains down here in the orange half. Ambrosia's going to have a free shot uncontested by Bits, but it's going to be knocked away by Bambi. Snipes to be able to follow that up. Gets an awkward hit, but UCF already playing incredibly defensive, not pushing another man up right there, just making sure they sit back, watch all of the play that's happening in front of them, and take their shot to strike whenever they've got it. Ambrosia dribbling down the field. Pirates to intercept, just keep it down here on this left-hand sidewall. Time being, it's a little bit of ping-pong styled possession, no one really taking control in this first minute, but so far so good between both of these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I think UCF are playing this smart. They're kind of just staying back and getting the ball whenever they can, going for counter-attacking plays, while Northwood are going more for these set-up attack plays where one player stays forward and they go for a little infield pass. And it's definitely keeping the pressure up on UCF Knights, but I think UCF Knights are dealing with it well so far. They're making these counter-attacks happen, and they're bringing the pressure back to Northwood every now and then, like this.
Yeah, it's certainly a stark contrast to what we saw in game number 1 against UNC Charlotte yesterday, which was that 7-0 start that you were mentioning in the pre-show. Right now, UCF are holding on strong. They're playing conservative, and they're not giving up any unforced errors right now, which is certainly a positive. And even they're finding some offense right here. Bambi looking for a double tap of his own, but he's not going to find it past the defense, which so far has remained resilient for Northwood. Bambi touching this up once again, trying to beat Northwood in the air, and is succeeding. It's a pass down to Snipes. It's not saved. Snipes puts in the first for UCF.
There we go. UCF opening the scoring, and that's exactly what they're going to want. I think maybe last night they were thinking of ways to beat Northwood, seeing how they completely dominated UNC Charlotte, and now they're coming off this one. They're going in with a bang. First goal within 2 minutes. They're going to try and keep that momentum up now. That's so good from them. They just need to carry on.
Yeah, Northwood's certainly a bit shocked by the result of this, and they're firing back with their own. Bambi comes off the goal line, 2 epic saves in a row between him and Snipes. Knox is forced back to play defense once again. This is a little bit of a scared Northwood side for once. They have looked much more confident in games past, and right now, while they have the disadvantage right now, it's a strange sight to behold on the scoreboard, but the game continues on. Northwood are absolutely not out of it. We've seen the striking power that this team has. Right now, it just seems like they're on a bit of an awkward foot. That shot by Bambi, he's going to wish that one went in, and the counterattack can begin for Northwood. Ambrosia's going to take a shot, trying to float it over Bits, not able to find it. Off the crossbar, Pirates back center. Knox is with the follow-up towards the top corner. Not able to fire it off again. The onslaught right now for Northwood is absolutely insane. And UCF Knights, they're holding on. It's another saves by Bits just to put it off his own backboard.
Northwood are just not quite finding these goals here. I think they've been really rattled by that first goal from UFC Knights. And as they push forward, it seems like UCF are feeling themselves. They're keeping the ball in their half now. That's a complete flip of the script from what we saw yesterday. So good from them to keep this up. And with only 2 minutes left now, it's looking like the pressure is getting to Northwood. Oh, although a little defensive error from UFC Knights has made Northwood completely free on goal. Noxes just gets that free little tap in there. Snipes just missing the ball there. And yeah, that's going to equalize the scoring up.
To be fair, for Snipes, that ball rattled around like a pinball machine in an arcade. I mean, you have no idea where that ball was going to go until it settled in the offensive third for Northwood. Northwood do equalize now, and a minute 45 is looking hopeful. It's a long shot by Ambrosia that'll be touched in by Knox as this lead flips on its head within 30 seconds.
Northwood are really taking that in their stride and trying to keep that momentum up. Knox was already ready for that little pinch away in the defense, and just drives it on in home. And now 1 goal up, 1 minute 40 left. The script has been flipped once again. UCF Knights now on the back foot.
Yeah, we're entering in for crunch time right now for UCF. They started off in a bit of an awkward spot. They got the first goal off of a bit of a mistake from Knox's. And now they find themselves with 90 seconds left, having to fight back when they used to have the high ground. It's another shot by Snipes. It finds the top right corner. UCF Knights equalize with plenty of time left on the clock.
Yeah, UCF Knights are bringing the fight to Northwood. This is completely different to what we saw yesterday. UCF Knights are really putting up a fight. 2-2 now, and that's really what they want to see. This is going to give them the confidence to carry on and keep doing this in the next games, no matter what the result of this game is.
Yeah, absolutely. The hardest goal to score is the first goal of the series, and UCF have not just found the first, they've found 2. They've proven that this Northwood defense is penetrable, and right now their offense is looking scary. It's another shot by Snipes that Ambrosia will be able to push away. Ambrosia just trying to keep this over here on this backboard, just trying to keep some possession going, keep the momentum flowing, because Northwood, they used to have the advantage. Now UCF has been given over some hope once more.
Yeah, UCF Knights keeps pushing this offensive power forward. They're going to get a little pass into Bits there, but it's not going to find anything. Completely knocked away by Noxes there, and he's going to go straight back onto the attack off the backboard, and it's going to be put down just before Snipes can clear it. Everybody's already in the goal to defend that one, and now UCF Knights are going to try and go for a counter-attack. The 50-50 does go in their favor. And they're going to try and come off the wall here. A little pass into the middle, doesn't find anybody. They do got double commit, so they're going to have to rush back. Noxus just puts it forward and tries to find anything, but Ambrosia's not quite in the right place. UCF Knights are really putting the pressure on now for Northwood.
Yeah, absolutely. But one thing that does worry me is the double commits that we've seen come out. Northwood so far haven't made any mistakes in the terms of how many members they commit forward. And UCF look a little bit panicked. It's like they didn't expect to be in this apprehensible of a spot right now. Bits will try to work this down. It's one final opportunity, but no, they keep that away for the time being. Knox is down the field trying to score this at the buzzer. Pirates can't keep it up. We're headed to overtime here in game number 1.
This is way closer than I thought it would be coming into this game. UCF Knights, the 11th seed, doing incredibly well against the first tier, but as I say that, just slightly hitting the post there from Nox's. Nobody was quite there to defend that one, so UCF Knights going to have to be careful coming off of that.
Yeah, first 15 seconds, and Northwood have already struck first. They haven't found the goal, but they've taken the shots, and really that's what you need to get the offense to start going. Knox is with a pinch pass. It's down towards the top of the box. Another double commit between Snipes and Bambi is going to open up spaces on the rotation. They will be cleaned up before Northwood can do anything about it. But 30 seconds in, UCF look relatively panicked, and Northwood look pretty composed right now. It's going to take some battering of Northwood right now to actually change that. It's going to be off the backboard once again. Bambi's set up for it, but he doesn't have to make a touch. His teammate is ready for it. Knox is looking for the flip reset. Gets a lot of power, but no goal off the back of it. First minute of this overtime. Ambrosia's up for the shot, looking for the double tap, but can only keep it in the corner for the time being.
Northwood now looking to put this one to bed, but UCF Knights are on the counter-attack. Noxus is going to be able to tip that one onto the side. Ambrosia's going to take it straight away, pushing past one. Doesn't quite get past Bambi. Going to touch it away into the corner there. Try and deal with it themselves, but it just keeps hitting off the sidewall. The Bits is going to be able to clear that one up. And, Ambrosia pushes it into the corner, but it's going to fall awkwardly right into Bits. Doesn't quite find the goal, but it's floated up into the air. Oh, and Snipes finds the right side of the goal, and they're going to win that game 3-2. Brilliant there from UCF Knights to keep up the pressure, and just a little bit of bumping going on in the goal might have influenced the way they were able to defend that one.
Yeah, Northwood had all 3 members in the net, and Snipes just put it in the top corner where, quite frankly, no one was there. And, well, to be fair, I'm quite shocked by this result because I did not expect UCF to have any kind of a fighting chance against Northwood right now. But they're proving me absolutely backwards right now. They've taken game number 1. They've proven they can beat Northwood, and that Northwood is not just this absolute abomination that is unbeatable right now. UCF seem to have found the chinks in the armor right now, and they're looking to continue that forward off the back of an incredibly strong game number 1 against one of the best collegiate teams out there.
Yeah, absolutely nothing against the UCF Knights here. We saw UNC Charlotte be completely taken down by Northwood yesterday, and it just looked like they were completely unbeatable. So the fact that UCF Knights, the 11th seed, even lower than Charlotte coming into this one, have come back and got that one is absolutely incredible. The first game in the series is a really important one. They're ahead already, and that's going to give them the confidence they need to push forward and absolutely keep doing that.
No, absolutely. There's definitely a cushion out there for UCF Knights. They don't have to worry about can we win a game because they've already proven that. Now they've got 2 more to go. We'll look to see if they can continue up this momentum. I think that Northwood still look a little bit more composed. UCF did. This win by UCF seemed a little bit scrappy. There were double commits that went unpunished, positional mistakes that just went uncapitalized on for Northwood. But that being said, a game win is a game win, and they'll be incredibly happy to see in the winner's bracket final that game 1 goes UCF's way.
Yeah, and we saw this kind of thing from UCF Knights yesterday against Arizona. They were able to play incredibly well against them just to kind of eke out that victory, just kind of playing to Arizona's weaknesses, and maybe they're doing kind of the same thing to Northwood here. Maybe that's the plan as they push forward into this game. They want to try and just, kind of wear down on Northwood's defenses in the same way they did to Arizona.
Nice pass out middle. Ambrosia's there to stop the 50 and at least buy Pirates some time, but the offense is coming for UCF. They continue to barrel down the throats of Northwood in a way that none of us really expected to, but right now we should come to expect this offense out of UCF being incredibly potent. Snipes comes in and finds the opener in the first 30 seconds.
This is absolutely going to shock Northwood at this point. They were expecting to come into this game winning this one completely. They beat the 4th seed yesterday with absolutely no problem whatsoever. And now they're coming into this one and they're being given a run for their money by the 11th seed. That's got to be really tough on them mentally. They really need to try and regroup and come back into this one. Just try and switch up the way you play a little bit, because it's not working right now. They're finding the goals, but they're not quite finding the win.
Yeah, and hats off to UCF right now. Whatever game plan they have, it is quite apparently working, and it is not only working, it is doing so to perfection. They find the opening goal in the first 2 games of this series, and 1 minute in, Northwood already fighting from the bottom of the hill, when really you would expect this team to be fighting from the top. But Pirates, here he comes, looking for the read off the backboard. A beautiful save by Snipes, keeps it off the goal line. Strong stuff by UCF right now on all ends of the pitch, and right now, UCF absolutely phasing Northwood out of existence right now. We'll see if they can keep up this pace and this momentum moving forward.
They're absolutely on fire. You can see they're going for the infield passes now, which is what we saw from Northwood at the start of last game when they were feeling more confident. They were going for those, people sitting up front and just waiting for the ball to come to them and then redirecting it into the goal. But, oh my god, another goal coming through from Bambi is going to put them 2 goals up now. That's incredible from them, only a minute and a half into the game. They've just found their rhythm completely. Bambi just slams it off the top of the ceiling there and just finds the ball back when it falls halfway through the pitch, and they've just absolutely snuck it under the Northwood defense.
Yeah, it's awkward to see only 1 man back on the goal line no matter. Normally you expect somebody to be going for that challenge, but it's almost a free goal gifted over for Bambi. But hats off to them again. They found the opening. They're exploiting it, and they're forcing double commits on these goal lines. Bits is going to continue to keep up this pace, the pressure, and everything in between until Pirates can break out Northwood. Get some offense going down the other end of the field. Bits completely ready for this. Able to touch this one away, but not for long. It's still at the top of the box. Possession remains, and Ambrosia's found himself a free one, but Northwood back on the board here in game number 2.
It's going to give Northwood a little bit of confidence. Obviously, they know they can score against UCF Knights. They did it already twice in the last game, but they really just, having not found anything in the way of attacking power this game so far, it's going to be really good for them to just try and calm down and get something back. They still need to get 1 goal back though to even equalize it. And as Bambi takes it past 1 and almost past a second, it's still just shaking them that UCF Knights are able to get all that they can out of this game.
Yeah, right now Northwood is still fighting themselves at the deficit, and UCF's looking to extend that deficit even further as Bambi flies through the sky, but not able to make anything of that. Crossing halftime right now, another shot by Snipes. He's not able to put that one in. Right now, UCF controlling a lot of the offensive pressure on the field right now, and really Northwood don't seem to have that many answers for it. Possession remains down here in the blue corner as Ambrosia's looking to keep moving this ball down the field, at least buy some time for his teammates. Noxus has to step in and get the save right towards the top of the box. With 2 minutes remaining, Northwood still have a goal to find, and they're still scrambling on their goal line at that. You can't score a goal if you don't move down the field, and right now Northwood seemingly stuck on their back foot.
The UCF are really just keeping their foot on the accelerator here and trying to get everything they can out of this lead. They're just trying to keep the pressure on Northwood and stop them from having any breathing room whatsoever. And as we can see, the defense coming out from UCF here, they're going to be able to clear it pretty easily as Northwood are giving them a little bit of respect and a little bit of space to clear this one out, which is probably the absolute opposite of what they want. They need to keep this pressure on UCF Knights to try and boost staff them, try and get these goals through. So they really need this one now. Only a minute and a half left in the game.
Yeah, time continues to tick down, but it's a beautiful find by Pirates right there as he just absolutely beats the defender in a race and puts the second on the board for Northwood. Great pass down for Noxus, and Pirates comes in like a missile to rocket that one into the top corner and equalize this scoreline up right as we close down game number 2.
Bits was almost there on that one, but not quite, and Northwood, we're seeing glimpses of what we saw yesterday, but nobody's back in defense. Pirates are going to have to fly through the air to find that one. And another shot comes through from an infield pass there, but it's not quite going to find the goal. It's all up to Snipes to defend this one. 50-50 goes in his favor against Pirates, and now Noxus is left in his corner to clear up the pieces. Pushes it forward. Bambi's going to try and contest that one in midair. Finds it already. It's very early contest from him, and really impressive stuff to see that coming through. The demo. But Northwood is going to come away with possession on that one. It's still a draw, though, and with 50 seconds left, both teams trying to look for this finishing goal.
Yeah, if history is anything to go off of, last game that we watched between these two went to overtime in game number 1, and now it looks like they're looking to follow that same sort of script again. But right now, UCF are not letting off one bit. They're continuing this offensive pressure. It's another shot towards the top corner that Pirates should be able to knock away safely. They'll have possession, but the midfield boost control right now is all in favor of UCF. Northwood makes it down the field finally, and they have no boost left in the tank to get any opportunities going. Soft shot by Snipes, nicely tucked away by Ambrosia. Demo for the Northwood side should open up some space, but we think wrong as they're still unable to break out of their half. They've got 5 seconds to find a goal. Bits is up for this. We'll touch it off the ceiling. It's still in the air. It's still flying. The opportunity still presents itself, but no, it looks like we're headed to overtime once again. UCF and Northwood going the distance 2 games in a row.
Yeah, we didn't see many demos from Northwood yesterday in their game, so the fact that they're coming out with those trying to get this goal back, wow, never mind, 7 seconds in finding that goal, but the fact that they're coming out with these demos to try and find these goals is actually kind of indicative of the pressure that UCF Knights are putting on them. So they're going to have to bring out these big guns in terms of plays, you know, trying to boost stuff, trying to get those demos and those bump plays through that we didn't see too much of from them yesterday. They were going for more mechanically gifted goals. But now they're really having to try hard against Central Florida here, and it's really, really interesting to see. A very competitive game so far.
Yeah, so far this series has been a lot closer than we expected, but Northwood bounced back, though albeit in overtime, and really the MVP of that game was Pirates. 2 goals on 2 shots, not to mention the 3 saves after that. He was putting in work on all of the areas of the field, and that's exactly what you can ask for. He was pulling his weight and even more. UCF, they took it the distance. They took us all the way to overtime. They made that clock start counting up, but they weren't able to keep that composure in overtime, and because of that, they find themselves, well, tied up in the series now.
Yeah, and as we move into game 3 here soon, it's going to be interesting to see how UCF Knights try and keep up that pressure, because they definitely given Northwood something to think about after that last game, and hopefully they can keep this up and try and get this win against them. They're already putting on the attacking pressure, and Pirates is already on the run back. They've got it past 3. Oh, and the unfortunate little tap in from Knox is there. It's on the goal line, and there's not much you can do about it in that situation. Knox is just absolutely accidentally comes into, Bambi just kind of hits it off into him, and it's an unfortunate goal there, but in the end UCF Knights did all the hard work getting it onto the goal line, so a deserved one for them.
Yeah, absolutely. All that work pays off in the manifestation of Bambi as he just immediately starts sprinting down the sideline as soon as he realizes he's got space. And UCF's going to find themselves with even more space as Bits takes a second in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, just like in last game, they found this second goal immediately, and even quicker this time. UCF really showing us what they can do, really trying to put the screws to Northwood on this one, and wow, it's so interesting to see how much different this game is from the last time we saw Northwood.
Yeah, Northwood showing some obvious holes in their play style right now that UCF has obviously taken the time to learn, to exploit, and to figure out the best way about it. Now, they've got to keep this up, though, because this is a best-of-5 series after all, and right now the boost control for UCF is the #1 positive for me. They're not giving Northwood anything to work with, and that's huge whenever you're playing against a team that is as mechanically gifted as Pirates. Knox, and now Bambi's found himself a brace now in the first minute of this game. What is going on?
Yeah, all the players there from Northwood seem to be going for boost. We saw Noxus come in panicked, going for that boost. Pirates was already outside of the goal, so nobody was actually on the goal line for that one. Nobody could clear it easily, and as it headed off the crossbar, it was very difficult for them to actually do anything at all. Look, you can see here that Ambrosia came forward. Pirates was already in the midfield, and Noxus had no boost to deal with that one, so brilliant exploitation of the positioning there from UCF Knights, but now they're 3 goals up, and it's only been just over a minute.
Yeah, Knox is looking to find a redirect or something. Ambrosia won't be able to get up for that one. Right now, Northwood looking a bit flat-footed at UCF. Well, what's the opposite of flat-footed? Whatever it is, it's what UCF are doing right now. They are playing so confidently right now, moving down the field as a unit and not giving up too much space. Really, there have been no gaps for Northwood to exploit, and you can tell that it's messing with their psyche, because 90 seconds in, they've got to find 3 goals now, and Bambi's found himself with another net to shoot at. The backflip by Pirates is enough just to keep it away. Ambrosia going for another wall read, looking for something. Pirates with the shot. It's off the backboard once again. The second touch not able to be found. And you can see the confidence of UCF also showing itself in the opposite of confidence in Northwood right now, not wanting to push that third man up out of fear of the long booming shot that UCF could potentially take.
Yeah, UCF have really instilled some fear into Northwood here, and as they go through all these demos, it looks like they're just trying to get any opening they can. Bambi keeps getting on that line there, and everybody's just stopping all these attacks from happening. It must be frustrating for them, trying to make everything happen, and just UCF are just turning around and throwing it back in their faces. That's a brilliant little touch off the wall to Bambi. Bambi doesn't quite find anything off of it, but it's going to stay in the Northwood half here, and UCF Knights are just turning up the pressure even more and more. Northwood have absolutely no response to it right now.
Yeah, it's like Northwood right now have their hand on the dial and they're trying to speed up their game plan, but UCF is turning the knob even quicker. 3-0. UCF having an incredibly strong showing right now and just absolutely taking it to Northwood, not giving any space over. And while Northwood seem to be in an awkward spot where they just don't really know what to do, it's going to be another shot by Knox as it's a weak clear. Double commit between Bits and Bambi is going to leave Ambrosia with a ceiling shot opportunity, but no boost to work with. Off the corner once more. The clear is starting to weaken a little bit for UCF as Northwood continue to bounce back, but Bambi continues to have himself a series, coming in and being the savior on that side while not giving any space nor possession over to the Northwood side. And well, UCF, well, they look like the better team right now in this series.
Yeah, Northwood seem to be running out of boost very quickly as well. I wonder if UCF have been trying to consciously control that. They're getting even more shots on target now. Weak clear by Ambrosia's going to fall back into the box, and a little defensive mistake again. Bambi's going to take it to 4-0. 1 minute 30 left. Northwood are looking dead in the water in this game.
Yeah, UCF, or Bambi finding the hat trick already. There's still 90 seconds up to play. If you're UCF right now, you don't stop with 4. You're looking for 5, 6, 7, avenging the UNC Charlotte game #1 yesterday, because right now you've done what teams have not been able to do so far and make Northwood seem a little bit scared right now with the outcome of this game.
Yeah, they're just doing so well, and it's interestingly very difficult to find any faults coming out of UCF Knights. Maybe a couple double commits earlier in that game, but we might be able to chalk that one up to a lack of warming up, and Bambi's just going to find that clear again. Bambi, a star of this show. They're just not letting Northwood through whatsoever. This has got to be so frustrating for them now.
And in turn, it's got to be so incredibly confidence boosting right now for UCF right now. I wonder if right now the strategy for Northwood is just to make UCF overconfident. But with as dominant as UCF has been and as solid as Northwood have somewhat looked in this game, it's all been dismantled right now by UCF as, well, they're quite frankly making Northwood, which we thought was all a concrete slab, now look like a piece of wood and paper. Northwood will find the first, but 30 seconds to find 3 more is certainly a tall order. At least it's a step in the right direction. Yeah,
it took them an unlucky pinch there to get that goal, and it looks like they are really just struggling to find anything they can. And so a scrappy goal there is exactly what they want, but with 30 seconds left, it might have come too late. And I'm not sure if they can put on the pressure from what we've seen today to try and regain control of this game in the series. That's all. They're going to have to come back and try and sweep, sorry, not sweep, like not reverse sweep because they've already got a game, but try and bring this one back 3-2. It looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a nice pass out middle, but Knox just can't do anything with that. At the very least, take a goal home to go. I mean, this clock's going to expire. UCF is going to be on match point right now, and well, Northwood, it's time to start playing, but UCF, I mean, they just got to keep pressing the ball up and down the field. Bits, Bambi, and Snipes putting on an absolute amazing performance right now. Specifically, Bambi, 3 goals, 3 saves on 4 shots. He is putting in work, and not just the offense, but the defense and the midfield for that matter as well. It's a strong showing right now for UCF. It's not like Northwood are just playing bad or something, and oh, it's just an off game for them. There are no off games when you get this far into the tournament. UCF are coming in with the fire and fury that you can come to expect from a team that has, well, exceeded all expectations up until this point.
Yeah, even when Northwood were having a harder time yesterday, we saw at least 7 to 15 even goals, sorry, not goals, but shots per game coming out from them, and against UNC Charlotte that was, but in the end, this game they only get 5 shots on target, and all but 1 are going to be saved, so they're just having such a hard time getting anything done. You know, UCF Knights are just turning up the pressure so much that that they're having a very difficult time getting anything out of this. A little mistake off of the kickoff, though, there. Oh, just gets taken past Bits, and he's in the wrong position to be able to deal with that one. But they're going to open up the scoring on this game. That's going to feel good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a kickoff goal is a kickoff goal at the end of the day, but 3 seconds in, finding the 1-0 advantage is a great start for Northwood right now, and Pirates is looking to extend that once again. Against a team like UCF Knights, you've got to not only stop the momentum, you have to absolutely kill it in its tracks. And right now, UCF still have stuff to be hopeful for. It's an early goal, and Bambi's almost going to find an equalizer right off the bat. 30 seconds in right now. It's a nice touchdown field, but it's more of the same to what we've seen, where just Northwood work their way up the field, but then they completely run out of boost before they can cross that halfway line, and it gives so much space over to UCF to work the ball however they would like on defense, and then assert their dominance on offense likewise.
Yeah, UCF are just kind of the pressure they're putting on now still seems like they're playing a winning game here, and as they get the ball, they keep putting the ball forward. Northwood are having trouble dealing with it again. Even though they're winning, they're just still looking a little panicked. Nobody's in defense right now, but the shot's not quite going to find the back of the net. Knox is going to clear it away, and he's going to have to try and clear it away again, but it's staying in the Northwood half for now. And Bros is going to push it forward. Bits is going to deal with it quite easily. But yeah, again, UCF Knights just turning it away quickly, and even though they're a goal down, they're still looking like they're the winners of this game.
Yeah, Northwood, I mean, they are bouncing back at the very least. Finding a goal is a strong showing right now. And also just not being down early, I think that's one thing we do need to highlight, is the fact that Northwood got scored on pretty early in both the games they've lost so far. Now they're taking it to UCF, and UCF are struggling to not look like a deer caught in the headlights right now. But Bambi, we need to see some more of his dominance. We need to see some more of that offense and defensive pressure that we saw in game number 2. That MVP level performance might have just shown that he's run out of juice here in game number 3, but there's plenty of time left. There's 3 minutes to find a single goal. That's a ridiculous amount of time for just one goal. I still think that UCF can bounce back here, that they can start working forward, but right now it seems like Northwood have just absolutely locked down their defense. They've stopped making as many rotational mistakes. They're controlling the ball down the field more, and right now it's absolutely hurting UCF Knights to see the state of this game.
Yeah, UCF have not quite found their way into this game in the first half of it. They're trying their best. A powerful shot there coming out from Bits is going to be saved by Bambi, although it was going to be saved by the Northwood defense either way, so maybe just trying to touch it past him. Not quite getting it right, but they're trying their best to get into this, and it still looks like they haven't given up hope on this game whatsoever. They are really putting on the attacking power, but Northwood looking in control so far this game. Much better from them.
Yeah, Bits stepping up, getting that save on the goal line too, preventing it to going to 2-0 right now. Northwood continue to play strong. The passing play comes in, but it's just a bit wide of the post. Northwood really look like they're starting to heat up right now, and UCF, unfortunately, is a piece of toast left in the toaster for far too long. 2-0. Northwood looking to send us to game number 5.
Northwood are not happy with how those last games have gone, and they're really putting on the pressure this time. This is looking much better from them. They're really trying to keep that pressure going. They're trying to keep control of the boost and not let the same mistakes happen to them that they did in the first few games here. Now Snipes gets a little counter-attack going, but Ambrose is dealing with it easily. They're looking a little more calm now, a little more collected.
Yeah, nice shot also for Pirates, definitely continuing to reapply this pressure. Northwood not giving UCF a moment to breathe right now. And so far it's working out for them in the same way that UCF found success in games number 1 and 3, I believe. We're looking like we're headed to a game number 5 right now, but UCF are still fighting strong. Bits is going to go up for this aerial, try to pinch it out mid, but no. Ambrosia was ready on that backboard to clear it away, get it out of the space that would be so dangerous for that ball to reside in right now. Last 90 seconds, and Northwood have the advantage.
But UCF almost gets it past everybody. Not quite. Northwood managed to get back in time. UCF really still trying to keep up the pressure. They're winning these aerial battles quite early here, but they're going to have to make something happen very quickly. There's only a minute left in the game. They need to get their first goal right now if they want to get back into this. But Northwood are really just not letting them. They're keeping that pressure on. So good from them now. And, keeping it on the backboard of the UCF Knights.
Last 60 seconds of game number 4 before it seems like we're at the dawn of a game number 5, and Northwood so far are holding on tried and true. We're seeing glimpses of what we saw in the last series against UNC Charlotte as Bits almost finds himself a nutty air dribble to keep that ball, maybe give a chance over to UCF Knights, but no, it's saved by Northwood. And now Ambrosia can try to find the clear, but it's actually a lot of space given over. Pirates can clear this away. Time's ticking down and opportunities for UCF to come back are going thin. A beautiful save by Noxus. Rocketed at his car and he backflips to perfection. Last 20 seconds left on the clock. Northwood are looking strong, but UCF are not going down without a fight.
Yeah, UCF is still showing little glimpses of what we've seen in in game 1 and 3 here. They're definitely showing quality and a surprisingly small amount of mistakes coming out from them. So maybe coming into this last game, they just want to keep that pressure on and just try and get something. It seems like when they get a goal or 2 goals early on, they seem to be doing very well. Northwood are going to win this game, and now it's 2-2 in the series. We're headed to game 5, but definitely not a terrible game from Florida at all. Northwood definitely need to keep trying to keep up that pressure, because that seems to be what was getting them into that game. 8 shots coming through on that one, and 2 goals, sorry, and they seem to be very much more confident in defense as well, but Florida are definitely trying their best to keep into this one, and they did play well in that game as well.
It seems like for both of these teams, it's a battle of control until somebody takes it, and then they just do not let go. The grip strength that you could only ask for out of either of these teams right now. Once Northwood takes control, they generally have control over the game, but once UCF has taken control, they don't let go of it. They hold on to their defense, calling it, maybe you call it parking the bus or whatever. But UCF and Northwood, these teams looking a lot more even than we expected them to. And now I guess it's the game 5 of winners finals. Everything's on the line. This separates if you make top 2 or not. And right now, well, Northwood bouncing back after some woes earlier on in the series, looking to continue fighting forward and continue to getting back into this series, and well, taking it away from UCF in game number 5.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, even if they lose this series going down into the lower bracket, they're still going to be feeling good about themselves coming up into the losers finals. And so they're doing such a good job here against the number 1 seed, and Northwood trying to get control of this game early. Bambi's not going to let them, pushing it forward, going for a little pass, but Pirates is going to cut that one out, and Bits is going to have to try and hit it off the wall. Ambrosia's going to try and cut this one out as well, but they're not going to quite find it. They've got control of their own boost, and they're kind of playing it slowly now, Northwood, but UCF Knights are going to take advantage of that and get a couple of demos here. Just both vying for control now.
Yeah, they're keeping up the pressure. Both these teams, again, fighting for control right now. It's going to be a great shot by Pirates, saved by Snipes, but it's awkward on the defense. 1 man left back. It's going to be a nice touch out. Finally, Bits gets some space to move with. Noxus will bump him off, at least prevent the immediate opportunity, the immediate shot, but Bambi can keep it down in the corner. Bits takes a follow-up, but somehow Ambrosia gets a great touch right there. It's insane right now, the level that these teams are playing at. Pirates takes another nice shot. That one's saved away. Don't know how that one didn't get a save on the scoreboard, but you know what? That's just how Rocket League works right now. 4 minutes left, and these teams still even.
Yeah, UCF Knights definitely more on the defense than the offense right now, but they're very solid, surprisingly solid in the defense. A lot of goals that I thought would come through now from Northwood just have been saved on the goal line there by UCF Knights, and they're trying to make stuff happen in the attack. They're getting some bumps off, and they're just trying to push it forward, but Northwood isn't letting them. A little ceiling pinch there from Noxus is going to send it all the way forward. Pirates is going to get on it, but it's saved, and saved again, and Bambi's staying on that goal line, just trying to keep everything out. UCF Knights scrappy in defense, but keeping everything at a 0-0.
Oh my goodness, what a string of saves right there for Bambi, as somehow Northwood don't score on that attack. Both these teams fighting for that 1-point advantage going into the grand final. That's right, it's a best of 7 with no bracket reset, so the team that comes from the winner's bracket will start 1-0 up. Both these teams are fighting for this, and they're fighting tooth and nail. Bambi finds the dunk and finds the opener for UCF.
UCF are doing so well. They've really just turned it. They've turned it around against Northwood. They were just soaking up pressure, and so many saves came out from Bambi. I'm pretty sure Bambi's already on like 5 saves this game, and they've just turned it around with the counter-attack. Northwood feeling frustrated that they haven't been able to score a goal off of any of that. Have just left their defense a little bit open, and UCF Knights have completely taken control of that, and now it's 1-0, and there's only half the game left to go. They're really pushing for this win now.
Yeah, UCF with probably one of the best spots they could be in, but it could always be better. They need to find maybe 1-2 more goals. One goal, I don't think, wins this game number 5. And right now, Northwood looking to trying to find that first goal in this game right now. They've got plenty of boosts, and they're starting to create some space, but UCF are taking it away almost immediately. Nice touch by Knox as he looks for the dunk as well, but he's not able to find it. Back down towards the top of the box. Pirates with a nice touch down to Ambrosia. What a smart play just to clear that out, and they'll keep possession as a bonus after that.
Yeah, but UCF Knights are looking so good in defense right now. They're not even letting it get into their half. They're trying to cut everything out. Risky, but definitely paying off for them, trying to cut everything out. The last man flying up for the balls and just trying to beat out the Northwood attacker. And it's actually working out for them. They're making counterattacks happen, and Bits is already picking this one up. It's not even found their half yet. They're just rotating around, trying to keep the pressure on. Bambi not quite going for that one, but he's going to go for it after a second. There goes for the double touch. It's just wide. Oh, but now they're going to have to scramble back as it falls off the backboard. One of them's going to be taken out. Snipes there. But Northwood are really trying to fight back control on this one. There's only a minute and a half left to go, though. They need to do it quickly.
Yeah, time is running out. They're going to look for the dunk here. It's going to ricochet off the backboard. It was a great opportunity for Ambrosia, but it doesn't find the back of the net, which is the most crucial part of this game right now. Pirates with a touch up towards the corner. Northwood does have a little bit of control right now, but Snipes has found himself with an open net and a 2-0 advantage for UCF as we head into crunch time here in game number 5.
Now the pressure is on for Northwood. Only a minute 15 left. They're 2 goals down. If they were going to show their skill at any point during this winners final, this is the time to do it. They need to come back right now and get this one going, because it's one more goal could really lead to the end of this game for UCF Knights. So Northwood just need to try and get back into this one. There's only a minute left. Let's see if they can do it here.
Yeah, 60 seconds remaining on the clock, roughly 30 seconds per goal if Northwood can find both of them. It's a nice flip by Knox. It's just to keep it around the midfield area. Ambrosia in with the follow-up, keeping it confusing on the corner, but no one's there to find it. The touch is a bit off guard, catching the defense off guard there. Now keeping this down here towards the midfield. It just seems like Northwood can't break out. Another touch towards the backboard. Great clear by Ambrosia, but we're past the time of great clears and great saves. We need great goals out of Northwood, and they're not showing that so far.
Northwood are panicking now, and UCF isn't really giving them a sniff at goal. Everything that goes towards their half, they're clearing away decisively, and Snipes puts that one all the way into the left corner. Bambi's already going to take it past the defense, and they're going to have to scramble back for that one. There's 15 seconds left. They can't make anything happen right now. They're just not finding anything. UCF Knights are keeping them completely out of the game. 10 seconds left. This might be the final nail in the coffin here. And as it finds the goal, Northwood with 5 seconds left, 3 goals down, are going to be knocked down into the lowers finals.
Well, no one predicted the result of this game, but UCF has come out here and decided to take all of the money we bet and flip the script completely. 3 goals up in 5 seconds seems absolutely unlikely right now, and the opportunities have just gone out the wazoo. This ball will hit the ground. UCF Knights are moving on in the winners finals. 3-0 over Northwood, taking it in game number 5. They'll start in the grand finals with a 1-game advantage versus the winner of UNC Charlotte and Northwood.
I am completely speechless coming off the back of that series. I mean, we were talking last night after the stream ended about how, you know, we expected Northwood to be good, but we didn't expect them to be that dominant. And now it's just completely different. Somehow, the Knights have just found a 3-2 victory against them and gone all the way into the grand finals off of that. And some twist of fate has sent Northwood back down into the lower bracket. And they're going to have to fight their way back into the grand finals now.
Keep in mind just how big of an upset this was for Northwood. They have not lost a series yet in the entirety of this tournament. In the entire 7-week Swiss, they went undefeated, being the 1 seed. Not to mention the fact that they've been in winners all the way to winners finals. It took UCF, the 11th seed in this matchup, 5-2, to come back to win in game number 5, show an incredibly strong showing, and well, they absolutely took it to Northwood and proved they were the better team in this matchup.
Yeah, it's incredible to see how UCF Knights have just turned it around and just gone from, you know, we saw them struggling in their games yesterday against Arizona. They barely just eked out that win 3-2 against them, and now this time, some of their games looked incredibly clean, especially that last game winning 3-0. they just looked like they knew exactly what buttons to press on the Northwood defense to get those goals, and they absolutely just put that game to bed, and it's so impressive from them.
Yeah, incredibly strong showing out of UCF. We can't harp on this victory enough. I kind of thought they were going to be going into this game a little bit emotionally drained. They came off the back of an incredibly difficult game against Arizona, but they got a good night's of rest. They got everything moving forward, and, well, they step up big time. They beat Northwood, a monolith in the collegiate scene. They put themselves into the grand finals with, well, a one-game advantage already.
Yeah, and look at some of these plays they're making. So, the offensive pressure they were putting on and the confidence they had in the attacking half just made it completely impossible for Northwood to get back into the game. You're just seeing that second goal of that last game there, and you could just see all the members of UCF Knights just had exactly what it took to get through the Northwood defense, and it's just exactly the opposite of what we saw yesterday. Charlotte just didn't have that the kind of prowess they needed to beat Northwood, and I had some script ready for Northwood winning that one and Knights being dropped down into the lower bracket, so that's gone completely out the window. Thank you for that one, guys. But it's just insane to me that they've done that. But I'm actually so happy that they have, because it's such a welcome surprise to see the underdog, the 11th seed, come up and win that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Hats off to UCF. They move on into the grand finals. We're going to take a quick break real quick. We're going to go see Northwood face off in a rematch against UNC Charlotte down in the losers final to see who moves on to the grand final. Before we cut to a break, we do have to thank the absolutely amazing sponsor of this entire tournament, and that is ShopEsportsCertified.com. It's an exciting new gaming gear destination exclusively for college and university students. They specialize in a wide assortment of PC accessory gear like headsets, mice, keyboards, and more. You can shop today's top brands, including Razer, HyperX, and ROG, all at epic savings. You can visit them today at www.esportscertified.com.
Yeah, thank you very much, Esports Certified, for helping us out here. And we're just going to take a quick break as we set up the lobby for UCF Knights versus UNC Charlotte in the lower finals. We'll see you then. Don't go anywhere.
In 2020, we interrupted your regularly scheduled programming to bring you $250,000 worth of scholarships through Intel Inspires. Now, in 2021, we are the regularly scheduled programming. We are proud to announce the new AVGL high school program, backed by a myriad of colleges, influencers, and esports professionals. Up to $400,000 worth of scholarships, paid esports internships, content creator camps, and 50+ exclusive tournaments and events. We know the ropes, and after the experience granted to us through Intel Inspires, we're no longer tying knots, we're tying bows. Because esports isn't about skill, it's not about age, it's not even about experience, it's about attitude. And we at the AVGL are dedicated to bringing that attitude from the vault of the esports corporations and into your classroom. If there's one thing we've learned from a year at the forefront of collegiate esports, it's that professional gaming doesn't start with us. It starts with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the AVGL Collegiate Champions League Finals weekend. Once again, it's Championship Sunday, so we've just watched Northwood, by a huge shock to both us and I think everybody in chat, fall to UCF Knights in the winners final. But they're not out just yet. They have one more life remaining, and it's going to be a rematch between them and UNC Charlotte coming up. I'm joined once again by the wonderful Twiggy in the booth. Twiggy, how are you doing after that last series?
I'm completely shocked, but I'm really excited to see what comes up next. Northwood are against Charlotte. They beat them 3-0 very decisively yesterday, but maybe Charlotte have gone home and just kind of thought of ways to beat Northwood. They played against them now. They know how they play. Maybe they can come back with something like we saw in the last game, and as they come forward in the neon green here. We'll see if they can come out with that, but they can't already. Northwood scoring in the first 9 seconds. They've just found an opening in the top left corner of that map, maybe taking some frustration out on UNC Charlotte now, and a great goal to open things up.
Yeah, the neon green might be blinding for us, but for Northwood and the pale blue, it's certainly not. They find the opener very quickly on in the series. I mean, they get started with like that anger and that passion that you were harping on for just a second there. I mean, Northwood certainly fresher with that last loss, but they are not going to leave this tournament without at least giving a shot at making the grand finals right now. With 30 seconds in, they already look like they're playing a whole lot more confident, a whole lot more composed, looking to take it to UNC Charlotte, who already is starting off in the back foot in this first 30 seconds.
Yeah, definitely. UNC Charlotte coming back into it in these most recent 30 seconds now. They are trying to get back into it, but yeah, Northwood seem to have control of the game the same way they did yesterday against Charlotte, and as Charlotte bring out some demos, Northwood is still going to have the attacking power, and that pass off of the ceiling is going to fall straight onto Nox's. They've already put 2 in the first minute, and it's looking exactly like we saw yesterday.
It's almost a repeat of the script. I don't know if the admins are reading off the same piece of paper or whatnot to save energy, but still, Northwood finding the second goal right here in the first minute of the game. UNC Charlotte looking starstruck once again by this Northwood side. It's another touch by Alpha Diddy. I can't hardly read these names, so we're just going to try to guess and go off of it. 2-0, though, Northwood bouncing back in spades right now. A beautiful double touch by Pirates, and while Ambrosia can't find the other end of that, they are able to knock this ball out to get something going, because Northwood have the 2-0 advantage, and they're not looking to win with just 2.
Yeah, and as as the Knights seem to be Northwood's bane, Northwood seem to be Charlotte's bane, and they just can't quite, find the defensive blocks they need to keep Northwood out of this. Although they have been putting some attacking power forward in the last few seconds here, and they're going to try and look for a goal here. Haven't quite found it. Keeps hitting off the backboard just above the goal. But yeah, Northwood looking in control of the game. Charlotte trying to come back into it, but they're just a little slower to every ball right now, it looks like.
Beautiful shot by Daffy, saved by Ambrosia at the last minute. Probably the first good opportunity for Northwood, it's the first good opportunity for UNC Charlotte right now, as they are working this ball forward, and it's not absolute obliteration just yet, but still, the 2-0 scoreline is a question that they will have to answer. How do they bounce back offensively against a team that is coming in on all cylinders like Northwood currently are? Pirates save by Don at the goal line. Some double commits coming out for Northwood, but not enough right now to phase the momentum as of right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not seeing the starstruck Charlotte that we did in the first game yesterday, where they lost 7-0. They've definitely been... They're more composed against Northwood now. They know what to expect, and they seem to be playing quite well against it generally, but Northwood seem to just be finding everything they can in this one, and even though they're keeping control of it, Charlotte's going to keep trying to make these attacks happen. Northwood isn't going to let them in with a sight of goal whatsoever, though. They're going to keep these counter-attacks coming, hitting it off the backboard. Don's going to be able to get that one away. But Ambrosia is going to stop it on the halfway line and try and get it forward again.
Ambrosia keeping it towards the top of the box. Nice touch by Nox's, saved by Daffy before it can cross that plane. Right now, that just seems like shot after shot is coming in from Northwood, and thankfully it's not like UNC Charlotte have been offensively hopeless so far in game number 1, but they haven't found a goal just yet, in the passing plays between Nox's and Pirates right now are immaculate. 3-0 Northwood already running away here in game number 1.
Yeah, they're just finding these attacks just taking Charlotte by surprise, and a lot of them, Charlotte just seem a little slower to the uptake on all of these plays. Northwood are finding the passes in field, and Charlotte aren't quite just able to read them in the defense. And that seems to be their downfall coming into these games. They are definitely making things happen. There are some positives coming through from them, but they haven't quite found any way to convert any of them quite yet.
Ooh, Don almost gets one right there on the goal line, but not able to stuff it past the last man. Alpha Giddy just looking to air dribble this through the sky, keep everything moving swimmingly, and Don, he's allowing this possession to continue right now in the Northwood half, but it seems like Northwood have just pushed the clear button and somehow broken out of pressure. Closing in on that last minute of gameplay, Don can settle this on the hood of his car, try to dribble this downfield, but it's stuffed by Ambrosia. Long shot downfield, easy as you like for Ambrosia, 4-0.
And as Charlotte keep the attacking power on and try and make stuff happen, we're seeing people get caught off guard and caught out of position. by Northwood there, and they're going to keep up this pressure now, and they're already four goals up. There's a minute left. Charlotte are looking down and out of this game. They're going to have to come back in the next one, I think, to try and make this series even. Northwood, this is much more what we were seeing from them yesterday. They're just looking so much more confident than they were in the last game.
Yeah, and they'll even net a fifth right there. Knox just takes advantage of the demo play for Northwood. It's the exact same scenes as we saw in game number 1, offensive dominance against UNC Charlotte yesterday. But now Northwood, I mean, right now, they're showing why they were the 1 seed. They may have lost their first game, but UNC Charlotte have no answer for the speed and the pace that Northwood continues to apply. Last 60 seconds right now, and Don can air dribble this, but at this point, they're just looking for something. Maybe a goal, maybe a good shot that scares the Northwood defense, but Northwood right now isn't giving them any of these opportunities. 40 seconds remaining. Knox can put this off the backboard. The bump attempt forces Alpha Giddy to step up quickly, but he's not able to get anything out just yet. 30 seconds. The dribble play comes through. Pirates is able to save it, but it's another shot from Alpha Giddy, keeping the possession going. It's definitely a sign of life. The problem is not finding anything just yet, when right now a single goal could be a huge shot of confidence to this UNC Charlotte offense.
Yeah, again, you know, in that last series we saw yesterday, they didn't quite find anything, you know, to kind of break the bust that was Northwood, and they didn't quite find any goals, you know, to give them enough confidence to break through, and it was too late before they did score that last goal there. And yeah, Northwood is just going to close that one out in quite confident fashion there. And yeah, this is exactly like what we're seeing yesterday. You know, they're taking the dagger that they left in UNC Charlotte's back yesterday, and they're driving it in even further with a 5-0 victory here.
Yeah, not to mention the fact that they had 9 total shots in that game. It's a statistic that we always talk about, because the more shots you take, generally, the more goals you're going to find, and finding 5 goals on 9 shots is certainly a good start for offensive efficiency. But it is just game 1 after all. And we were also talking about during that game that UNC Charlotte, they had a lot to be excited about. I mean, first of all, they didn't lose game number 1 by 2 goals more than they did yesterday. But even right now, UNC Charlotte had opportunities down the field that were incredibly important, and they even got shots, forced Pirates, Knox's, and Ambrosia to make these crucial saves on the goal line. Northwood were challenged by UNC Charlotte in game number 1, and that's something that we couldn't say about them in game number 1 yesterday. So signs of life. We'll see if they can keep finding these chances as we hop on over into game number 2.
Yeah, Charlotte are definitely looking like they are, you know, a little bit more prepared for the Northwood attack so far. But as we move into game 2, they're really going to need to try and build off of that what they learned yesterday. And it looks like they've made their green a little more manageable for us this game. And they're yeah, no, they're just gonna have to try and build off of what they learned yesterday, and just try and get something out of Northwood here. You know, they only scored 1 goal from one of their own players yesterday. They need to try and open up the scoring here and really convince themselves that they're capable of taking down Northwood today.
Absolutely. UNC Charlotte is stepping up a little bit. They've got some chances already downfield, but Ambrosia's not letting up one bit. Looking for the wave dash dribble. He's not able to find that, as now he keeps this down in the much more paler pink color corner than it was in the last game. Shout out production for helping our eyes just a little bit. As we cross this first minute of gameplay right now, we're seeing more of the same out of Northwood. We're seeing fewer offensive opportunities out of UNC Charlotte, which is cause for concern, but with as much game as there is left and as much of the series we have left to play, still there's got to be some level of complacency that is acceptable until Ambrosia decides he's going to step up and net the first for Northwood.
Yeah, Ambrosia just picks up the little dead ball there from that pinch between Daffy and Nox's, and he's just going to take it over Alpha Giddy there. Yet another great goal from them, and it was just well-timed, well-placed in the right place at the right time for that one. But yeah, no, it's definitely indicative of the the kind of pressure that Northwood are keeping up. They're able to make those goals happen. Oh, a beautiful redirect from Ambrosia. He just picks it up in midair from the infield pass, and Pirates just knocking it down onto the car. And, yeah, Ambrosia just a beautiful little touch forward, hitting it straight into the center of the goal, and Northwood carrying on as they intended to start last game.
Yeah, the team plays are coming out already, and it's only game number 2. Ambrosia already finding himself a brace before we cross that 90-second mark. And, well, Northwood still have a 2-0 lead, and UNC Charlotte has yet to crack the defense of Northwood right now. But they still are getting a few of these opportunities, and Northwood seem to be just going for crazy stuff at this point. Long-range double taps aren't going to find the back of the net. Ambrosia does a little bit of a kick flip right there to get on the other end of it. Noxus finds possession at the end of all of it, looking to float this one out to the top of the box. Pirates will be up, but his shot saved by Don as a perfect challenge comes in. And right now, UNC Charlotte, they're continuing on. They're finding these demos now. They're starting to scare the Northwood defense, and, well, it's a huge step in the right direction, to say the least.
Yeah, after that second goal, Northwood, looked a little complacent, started showboating a little bit, and UNC Charlotte really drove the screws in on them, but Northwood are going to find just the only little open part of the net there that they could from that angle, and Pirates is just going to slam that one in. It's 3-0, 2 minutes down, and yeah, Northwood are just looking like they're completely in control once again.
Yeah, first 2 minutes of this game, we already see another 3-0 advantage. It makes us almost ask the question, where was this against UCF Florida, or were we just that wrong on our predictions? Northwood really, like you said, tightening up the screws of this defense right now. Even though they are out here seemingly having some fun, it's evident that it's all for a purpose and that they're having success in what they're doing right now, so why stop?
Yeah, definitely, it is working for them. So definitely maybe going for both some clips and some goals at the same time. Alphagitti's just going to... A brilliant acrobatic save there from him to stop that one from happening, but Noxus is going to turn around in midair and stop him from getting any attacking opportunities off it. Pirates is going to put it down, hopefully try and get the flip reset, not quite getting it, and no boost left, but Noxus is going to pick up on that one, even because UNC Charlotte just can't find the defensive block. Alphagitti going for a pre-save there, and Daffy's just out of position off of that one, so in the end, Noxus is going to be able to find the goal on this, and UNC Charlotte seem a little panicked, they seem a little, you know, skittish against Northwood here, and it's working to their detriment.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't imagine the look on their faces when they realized, oh, we have to play Northwood again in the losers final to go on. But I mean, Northwood right now are just playing a very tight game of Rocky League. They're not failing in a lot of aspects. They are giving shots over to UNC Charlotte, but they almost always have somebody ready and willing to be able to get up for that. Noxus up for the pre-jump way early.
Wow.
If he had scored that one, oh my goodness, man.
Yeah, he's definitely going for these showboat plays now, feeling a lot more comfortable in this game. Although, the fact that they're going for these now, I think they're getting their fun in before the grand finals, you know, they're thinking, okay, right, we're going to be up against those guys again now, let's just get all of this out of our system, and in the end, their showboating catches up with them, and UNC Charlotte are going to find the open net off the back of that little hopeful play from Pirates there, and Charlotte have now seen their first goal. That's good for them, but I don't think Northwood particularly care.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's the first goal of the series in the later stages of game number 2, and it comes off the back of 9 unanswered goals for Northwood. It's definitely a step in the right direction. They've proved that they can score against Northwood. The question is whether or not Northwood just kind of let them score right there. And so, with less than 60 seconds remaining on this clock, Northwood continuing to play a strong game. Looks like they've tightened up a little bit, and they're not going for as many fancy plays anymore. But as time expires, UNC Charlotte find themselves in sweep territory. We need to see a lot more out of them if we even want to predict the fact that they have a chance to reverse sweep against a team that is firing on all cylinders right now like Northwood is.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can really, you know, tell the emotions and the the mindset of a player through the way they play, and a whole team especially. And, you know, UNC Charlotte just seem to be grasping for whatever they can now, and Northwood are just having fun with it. They're flying through, you know, going for early jumps, going for flips and everything like this, and they're just finding everything that they want to. It seems like everything they want to come through is coming through, and as they, you know, they're getting in each other's way now because they're kind of, I think they're not really communicating fully because they know they're coming out of at least this game with a win, unless UNC Charlotte come out with a miracle here.
Yeah, if UNC came back from this one at this stage in the game after also watching game number 1 in a previous series between these two, I think I would scream my head off. But the clock's going to expire right now. Noxus can just keep this down in the corner. It's a relatively dominant game right now for Northwood. We've got to ask questions about UNC Charlotte because this is another dominant game against them in a row. Is there anything that they need to be changing right now moving forward to break through this cycle of Northwood just controlling the entirety of the field?
Well, see, after yesterday, I was thinking that Northwood were just the most dominant team in the tournament, and they were just going to be able to put every game to bed easily, you know. And definitely that's what we saw against UNC Charlotte yesterday. But after seeing UCF Knights actually be able to kind of press on their Achilles heel and win that series, we know there is something teams can do to beat Northwood now. So Charlotte just need to, I think what UCF Knights were kind of doing, where they were playing exactly to Northwood's weaknesses of, you know, maybe they're trying to, you know, work off their hubris and kind of find those little defensive mistakes that they make when they attack too much, and they were finding their goals early on in the game, which I feel like Charlotte play a little too defensively in the early stages of a game to be able to get that kind of lead like UCF Knights did.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing that just reminds me from the UCF game is just the fact that UCF had almost complete control over the midfield boost in that series. And, well, Northwood have just had every bit of space to aerial, to go for solo plays, whatever. When you take away that midfield boost, you cut away a lot of Northwood's options right now. And right now, they're struggling to find any sort of control over that midfield boost. And likewise, if you can't stop Northwood barreling down on your half, you're going to struggle to break out into their half.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes, you know how you hear about those people who, you know, don't have any nerves in their fingers and that kind of thing, so they wouldn't be able to tell if, like, there was a fire on the other side of the door because the doorknob isn't hot. Oof, I think UCF Knights are kind of like that in the way that they, you know, they just kept playing like they were playing against a lower tier team when they were playing against Northwood, and they were being able to, you know, they weren't showing them the respect that UNC Charlotte is here, where they're kind of intimidated of them. You know, they've been burned already, and they are kind of giving everything to Northwood that they need to keep the pressure up. You know, they're being able to get all the boosts they want, Northwood, where they weren't able to do that against the Knights, because the Knights were kind of just pressuring them like they were playing against a lower skilled team.
Yeah, absolutely. Northwood find the advantage once again. It's another nice shot. They're looking for bump plays, and they find themselves with some space. That's immediately chopped down by Noxus. Follow-up touch by Pirates keeps this down in the green half right now. It's a nice touchdown, but Alpha Giddy, he's ready to intercept that. He's ready to move the ball forward. Nice touch, keeping it down in this green half. I mean, UNC Charlotte have a lot of work to do. This lead is still fixable. Rather, this deficit is still findable right now. It's a nice save by Don. But the only thing he can do there is keep it off the crossbar because he's got Ambrosia on his rear end looking to take that ball away straight from him. He almost has to make it look like he's going to own goal for that not to go in. Pirates almost finds a double tap as well, as this pressure for Northwood is just absolutely suffocating right now. And UNC Charlotte seemingly don't have an answer in game number 3.
Yeah, absolutely. In the same way, I think I said this yesterday when UNC Charlotte were doing, you know, passably against Northwood in a game, like into the first half of the game. You know, I hate to say it's like a positive from them, but that they're not losing by 2 or 3 goals in the first 2 minutes of the game, but they are doing well to soak up pressure. They just need to find attacks now. That's all they need from this one. They need to be able to start stealing boost, and as Northwood get it up onto the backboard, Don is going to have to scramble to clear that one. And yeah, they're really just scrambling in defense to get everything they can. They need to be able to turn that energy into offensive pressure now.
Yeah, and right now they might have that opportunity. All 3 members committed for Northwood. They opt to go low, but Ambrosia reads that somehow all the way in. Daffy with the touch off the corner. It's right off the ceiling. It's still readable right now, but they won't be able to do anything with this. Keeping it over here on this right-hand side. Pressure will remain, but no goal has been found just yet. Closing in on the last half of this game, what could be UNC's last game here in the Collegiate Champions League's finals. Northwood right now continue to hold on strong. They're even passing it through the air, whether intentionally or not, and UNC Charlotte just don't have the boost nor the positioning nor really the game plan, I think, just to get the ball forward and stop these incredibly dangerous attacks that Northwood can put on time after time again.
Yeah, Northwood are looking a lot more like they just want to close this one out now, and playing a little more defensively just to stop Charlotte from getting any goals here. But in the same way, they're still looking completely completely dominant. They seem to have full control over the game, and you know, they're making happen exactly what they want to happen, especially in the defense.
If there was a time to take a game off of Northwood, though, it would be this game right now. I mean, Northwood is settling in right now. They're preparing for the grand final. They're talking about UCF right now. You've got to think that. And now we're about to head into the grand final, and will UNC Charlotte continue to attack because they've got an opportunity here to maybe score a goal, but right now, UNC Charlotte's still unable to break the defense. Noxus will clear this into his own corner. Last 70 seconds or so. It's a booming clear by Noxus. It's going to find the top corner. What precision to make the scoreline a double.
Yeah, as that was flying through the air, I was thinking, oh no, that's going in. Nobody's there for it. And wow. Ooh. Just about finding the corner. That's completely post-extent there, just hitting off the corner and falling over to the goal line on the floor there. And with a minute left, UNC Charlotte, you can see they're panicked. The way they're playing, they're getting in each other's way. They're not quite finding exactly what they want to, and the defense opens up, but Alpha Giddy's just about there to save that one. They need to put on the attacking power now. They need to get it out of their own half, but they can't at all. Northwood puts in another goal. There's 47 seconds left, and they just look like they're not giving up on this one.
Yeah, all three members again for Northwood touch that ball before it flies in the net. I think that's a huge difference right now between Northwood and UNC Charlotte, is that when UNC Charlotte scores, it looks really scrappy. It looks not really all that put together. But when Northwood scores, I mean, they had all three members in the attacking third ready to strike right there, and they just decide, yep, we're scoring, and they put it into the back post, top corner. No one could get to it. Alpha Giddy accidentally pitches this back the other way. It's given a shot over to Ambrosia. Somehow Daffy gets demoed there. I don't know what's going on anymore. 30 seconds remaining. Northwood looking primed to go back into the grand finals and rematch against UCF Knights. Right now, Northwood, they're playing strong. It's going to be an open net. Don's going to showboat a little bit as they find the first. They still have a little bit of time left to maybe find two more.
They can technically bring this one back now. If Northwood keep up the reckless way they're playing, Charlotte can technically bring this one back. This is their last chance now. The last 17 seconds. If they can get a goal in the first 10 of these or so, it is possible to win this game, but they need to do it quickly.
Nice touch by Alpha Giddy. Noxus saves it on the goal line. I had the butterflies in my stomach start to come out as I surely thought that was going to be a second, but now I think time's a little bit too low. Daffy will aerial for this one last time in their Collegiate Champions League run, as now it's going to hit the ground. Northwood's going to take this series in 3, as dominant as you would like, only allowing 1 goal across 3 games, and or 2 goals, I'm sorry, in Northwood. Well, they move on to the grand finals.
Yeah, I mean, you said this earlier in the UCF game that, Northwood didn't look like they were playing badly, and I think we can now see that Northwood are definitely not the problem in that UCF Knights matchup. They definitely did play well in this one, and it's exactly what we saw yesterday. So they're definitely still playing at the same skill level that they were yesterday, but it seems like, yeah, it was definitely UCF Knights that were the bane of their existence coming out of that one, as UNC Charlotte are barely able to find a single goal in this series.
Yeah, Northwood just had as many strong goals as you could ask for. I mean, they just were able to work their way down the pitch with so much control, such poise, that really it's difficult for UNC Charlotte to find their way back into this series, given the state of how Northwood was playing. Northwood will move on to the grand finals in a rematch against UCF, and unfortunately, UNC Charlotte sees their tournament run in as they fall in the losers finals to, quite frankly, the bane of their existence.
Yeah, but you know what's not the bane of my existence as we, oh, you already know what's coming, as we move into as we start to set up the lobby for the next game. It's esportscertified.com. You saw that one coming. It's a new gaming gear destination exclusively for college and university students, and specializing in a wide assortment of PC gaming gear, headsets, mice, keyboards, and more. You can shop today's top brands including Razer, HyperX, and Rig, all at epic savings. You can visit today at www.esportscertified.com. I think we're just going to go into a quick break here, and then we'll be back with the grand finals. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be great.
In 2020, we interrupted your regularly scheduled programming to bring you $250,000 worth of scholarships through Intel Inspires. Now, in 2021, we are the regularly scheduled programming. We are proud to announce the new AVGL high school program, backed by a myriad of colleges, influencers, and esports professionals. Up to $400,000 worth of scholarships, paid esports internships, content creator camps, and 50+ exclusive tournaments and events. We know the ropes, and after the experience granted to us through Intel Inspires, we're no longer tying knots, we're tying bows. Because esports isn't about skill, it's not about age, it's not even about experience, it's about attitude. And we at the AVGL are dedicated to bringing that attitude from the vault of the esports corporations and into your classroom. If there's one thing we've learned from a year at the forefront of collegiate esports, it's that professional gaming doesn't start with us. It starts with you.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Collegiate Champions League Grand Finals weekend. And now, this time, it's not just the Grand Finals weekend because we find ourselves at the Grand Finals, the final matchup of this 7-week Swiss into the double elimination bracket. Your two contestants are going to be Northwood and UCF in this best of finals matchup. And we've already seen this once today. The winners' final was between Northwood and UCF, and UCF took that, much to our surprise, in, well, 5 games.
I was muted, I'm very sorry, that's my fault. But yeah, UCF did so well against Northwood to clinch out that win. You know, they were just pressing exactly the right buttons they needed to against Northwood there, and just got exactly what they needed to win that game. And maybe we'll see some of the same from them. They're actually going to go into this game with a 1-game advantage. It's a best of 7. Let's see what they do to fight off Northwood in this grand final.
Yeah, no bracket reset in this best of 7 grand finals. Like you said, UCF will be starting off with a 1-game advantage. Sorry, 1-goal advantage would be kind of cheating, I guess. But first 40 seconds in, it's already some possession for Northwood as they're looking to take the heat to UCF right off the bat. It's rolling in front of the 6-yard box, collapsing as Ambrosia, but not able to find the hit as best as he could. Pirates with this air dribble just to carry it out. Noxus will try to get on the other end of it, but not able to find the touch he needs to. More pressure for UCF. That's finally broken by Ambrosia as he gets it off the sidewall. Gives Northwood a little bit of a minute to breathe, and well, Northwood come back down the other way.
Yeah, Northwood really not wanting to make the same mistake they did last series against UCF in giving them the opening goals, but it looks like they're a little shaky coming into that one. Pirates are accidentally going with a little backflip there, but he's going to come back with a vengeance, go for the shot. Ambrosia's got no boost to finish that one off, but Pirates is going to come through here. And yeah, Northwood just aren't finding the exact same success that they were against Charlotte. Definitely UCF Knights seem to have what it takes to just keep them away for now. And they're just absorbing the pressure and keeping it forward, which is so good from them. 2 minutes into the game, no goals have been found, and both teams are looking to just get that opening goal, and they're both actually finding the goal to limited success.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 minutes already played, and it looks like these teams are just kind of feeling each other out right now. Neither of these teams wants to make the first mistake because, as we saw in the first winners finals series, Northwood and UCF, whenever one of them took control, they weren't able to let go, or rather, they weren't forced to let go ever. That meant for some really challenging games for both teams as well. Northwood would go up early, and then UCF would just be unable to reclaim that lead. But now they're starting back. It's a nice bicycle from Noxus just to get some space. He'll end up softly touching that. The flick over one. Noxus finds the opener.
Snipes need to be a little more careful there. Last man back goes well in for the contest there, and just catches Noxus at the exact time that Noxus finds the ball on top of his car, flicks it over him. Northwood have open scoring halfway through this first game in the grand finals. They're going to be feeling good about that one. That's definitely the form they need, but UCF are trying to really come back into this one. They've already started the attacking power on this on this part of the game now.
Oh, absolutely. UCF have already stepped up and they're trying to take it to Northwood. They're controlling that midfield boost once again, which was detrimental to Northwood's loss in the winners' final. But now some mistakes being made from Snipes. He burns a lot of boost just to flip his car in the right orientation. Not capitalized on that mistake. Pirates looking to find this around the midfield, just trying to set up for not the first hit, but the one that comes after that. He tries to flip it down off the ceiling. Ambrosia bumps his teammate out, causes some spatial awareness issues, I guess, in the minds of Northwood right now. But we're about to have 90 seconds left in this game. That's a freebie seemingly left on the goal line. Ambrosia comes up big, finds 2 50s back-to-back, and makes sure that Northwood continue on with this lead.
And Northwood are definitely nowhere near as confident going into this game as they were against Charlotte. You can see them making a couple mistakes in the way they're positioning themselves, in the way that they're moving their cars around. You can see that they're not quite as sure on their feet as they were in that last game, but they have found that opening goal, and that's exactly what they want. Can UCF respond with anything meaningful now? Ambi takes it past the whole defense, but Ambrosia's there to just clear that one away slightly, and Snipes is making a couple of mistakes. It hits off the backboard, but he's able to deal with it in the end.
Yeah, it was going from offense to defense about as quickly as you would like, as UCF somehow don't find a goal there, and also somehow Northwood don't score as well. Last 60 seconds though, Pitts looking for the air dribble. It's a nice touch off the sidewall just to open up some space for Northwood right now. UCF is bouncing back, but they're not bouncing high enough, and they really need to find a goal soon, because right now 40 seconds remain, and while they do have a one-game advantage, Northwood's looking to take that away.
Yeah, I think definitely both teams feeling some grand finals nerves coming into this one, because they're both making very similar mistakes in their play, and in the end it's kind of equalizing out the way everything's coming forward. But nobody in defense at all for UCF Knights there. Northwood is going to find a little floating ball from Pirates there, as it just I'm not sure what happened to the defense of the UCF Knights, but everybody's found out a position. Nobody can get back to it in time, as the back right boost there was stolen by Northwood.
No, absolutely. And as time continues to tick down, I mean, opportunities are going to be thin. I almost respect that opportunity out of UCF just to commit all three members forward and see what happens, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you lose 1-0 or 2-0, but if you can tie it up at 1-1 with less than 30 seconds left, it's a bold move, and sometimes it pays off. But now 5 seconds remain. They have 2 goals to find. It's looking like Northwood are going to cut this to effectively a best of 5 and take game number 1 here off the back of a strong performance. And, well, UCF Knights, they had the one-game advantage. Now they've just kind of let it slip away.
Yeah, that's exactly what Northwood needed to kind of, give themselves back the confidence that they can win this game against UCF. Because obviously, coming off of that one, being knocked into the lowest brackets has got to be a bit of a hit to their pride. Obviously, they'd not lost a series before that, and definitely coming into this one, winning that game and tying up the series now is going to give them a little bit more confidence to push into the next game and keep going with that momentum.
No, absolutely. They're going to need all the confidence they can get, because UCF is going to be unrelenting as always. Score resets, time does as well, but the series score does not. It's 1-1 in this grand finals, best of 7, and Knox is already starting with some possession down on the backboard. Bambi to try to air dribble this out, but he's immediately stuffed by Pirates, make that 2 defenders that Pirates has obliterated. But right now, so far, 20 seconds in, UCF, they find themselves on the back foot once more. The air bump from Ambrosia, and Pirates closes it out.
Wow. Great play there from Northwood to make sure nobody was in defense. 1 demo, 2 demos, and absolutely nobody's in the back ready for that one. Bambi has to scramble all the way back and almost gets his car on it, but Pirates is there to just stop that 50 from coming out their side of the goal. 1-0 within 30 seconds. Northwood are looking so much more confident against UCF Knights now.
Yeah, absolutely. Northwood finding the opening goal in the first 2 games so far against UCF, and UCF has got to be feeling confident, because they're like, hey guys, we just beat this team in game number 5. We can beat this team, but you can see the errors start to come out. Snipes has made a crucial mistake at midfield, and Northwood's found a second off the back of it.
Yeah, that's a definite unforced error, as Snipes kind of just finds himself flipping the wrong direction, not having enough boost to get back to it in time, and a pretty normal clearance is going to turn into an opportunity for Northwood to take this game away.
2-0 already, first 45 seconds, and Noxus finds the betterment off the kickoff. Pirates with the air dribble almost finds a sick dunk onto Bambi, but not able to do anything with that. 4 minutes left to go, and so far UCF struggling early on in this series. They dropped game number 1, even though they had the 1-game advantage. Now, less than 4 minutes left to go, and Northwood looking as strong as ever.
Yeah, this is much like what we were seeing from them in every other game so far, and maybe it was just them warming up, I'm not quite sure, but UCF Knights are not finding anything in this series so far. They haven't found a single goal yet. They need to find something soon if they want to keep their heads up and realize that they can actually win this one. You've already won a series against these guys. You need to keep that confidence up. Fitz makes a brilliant save to stop Pirates from slamming that one in, and now maybe they can turn that into something.
Yeah, right now what it feels like is Northwood just aren't giving anything over. They're like, hey, we do have a 2-goal advantage. Sure, this is a relatively comfortable lead, but there is still so many more goals to score. And they're out here biting for the 3rd one already. I mean, if you have a 2-0 advantage, and that's a pretty comfortable lead at that, and you're already at that 3-minute mark, if this was my games right now, I'd be sitting back, I'd be just relaxing, but no, that's not what Northwood is doing, and that's what's separating them apart from UCF right now, is not wanting to slow down any, but you can't do that when Bambi puts one in from the corner.
Bambi finds a brilliant angle there where nobody just seems to be in front of him, and gets it past one there as it was getting bumped, and Ambrosia's just not able to find that that awkward angle to save that one. And now UCF Knights are back in it. That's their first goal in this series. Maybe they can make something out of that. It's not even halfway through the game yet. They just need one more to tie it up.
Yeah, they're still in a very tieable position, maybe even a winnable position. Pirates, with what little boost he had, did find a touch on that. Vince comes off the backboard just to keep this down in the corner. About to cross halftime right now, and UCF is as close to equalizing as ever.
They're doing so well to get back into this game now. They are putting on pressure, and there's a Rule 1 in goal there. That's the first Rule 1 of this tournament so far. Ladies and gentlemen, in the grand finals, it's a 2v2 now. Pirates clearing it out to Noxus, and Noxus is going to go for the little save. And yeah, the way the two teams have played is completely transformed as they realize they're now in a 2v2. Snipes is going to have to come up for this one, but it's slowed down a lot more now that there isn't the third player to make those plays for them.
Yeah, I mean, hats off to both the Northwood and the UCF members for respecting it in a grand finals at that. Knox is going to find a shot, rather a touch over the defenders. This 2v2 game heating up, but Pirates is going to put it home. 3-1. Northwood start off, well, not even start off, but they find the goal off the power play essentially in the 2v2.
Yeah, and Bitskus has absolutely no boost coming into that one, and obviously, well, being boost starved in a 2v2 is a pretty impressive feat there from Northwood, so they've done well to completely keep UCF Knights out of that one. Now UCF Knights are going to have to work double as hard to get back into this game.
Yeah, and 3-1, they've got to find 2 goals, and they've only got about 90 seconds, maybe a little bit more, to get back into this. It's a floater ball that Snipes can get up to just perfectly in time, but Knox's touch keeps this down in the corner. The members of UCF right now are starting to commit a little bit more aggressively, and that's going to become a worry for Northwood as they look to find an answer to that question of 3 people barreling down their throats at all time. But so far, they've held on resiliently, and with less than 90 seconds to go now, Northwood continue to hold on to this lead that they've bolstered over the last 4 minutes.
Here comes another one as it falls awkwardly down in front of Ambrosia. Just pushes that one through. The brilliant little touch there from Pirates to make it completely awkward for the UCF Knights to deal with it, and it's absolutely just thrown into Ambrosia's car where he's going to never going to miss that one. Now it's 4-1 in the series. I think 4-1 in the game. UCF Knights are going to have to think, how are we going to come back into this series in the next game?
Yeah, absolutely. UCF in the winners final came out looking like they were on their toes the entire time, but not in a bad sense. It just looked like they were ready for everything Northwood would throw at them. Now, UCF look incredibly flat-footed. It's like they don't know exactly what to do when you've got people of the likes of Ambrosia who are just dribbling your entire team, making a mockery right now of your defense as the solo play continues much longer than it should have. Now a 3v2 as Pirates will get up to this, take a shot on net, but Snipes respawns in time, is able to find the save, and Ambrosia can continue on looking for the double tap. Finds the triple instead. 5-1. Northwood are popping off.
Yeah, Northwood have found their rhythm now, and I think they've learned how the UCF Knights are playing, and they're trying to, maybe the extra time they had in that last game as they were not really thinking about it has allowed them to think about this game a little more and maybe come up with a way to beat the UCF Knights. It's not like they're playing any differently particularly, but they definitely seem a lot more strong in both attack and defense in the way that, UCF Knights can't deal with right now.
What Northwood right now are doing is they're proving it's already hard to beat us once.
Wow.
You're going to have to do it twice. Snipes comes out of the air and puts it in the goal off the back of just a great challenge, just a huge boost of confidence just to find one with a great read. Oh my goodness.
Brilliant read from the halfway line pretty much there, and yeah, I mean, I think that's because UCF showing, especially Snipes showing, who did make a lot of mistakes in the start of this game leading to goals that maybe we're not out of this one, we're going to come back into the next game as strong as ever, and Snipes definitely making his mark on this game. That's going to feel good for him to get that goal there because UCF Knights were looking down and out in this game especially, and yeah, some players were making a few mistakes. So that goal is going to definitely bolster their, confidence coming into the next game. But yeah, Northwood are looking brilliant, and they just close this game out pretty confidently. And even though they're not playing as recklessly as they have historically against all these teams, they are definitely playing solidly.
No, absolutely. Northwood's playing great. One person I think to highlight from Northwood right now is Ambrosia, who he was really doing it everywhere. He wasn't at the top of the leaderboards, but that solo play down in the corner just to keep possession for as long as he did. I think that summarizes that Northwood game. Just UCF had moments of brilliance, moments where they could get down on offense. They could move forward, they could get the ball into their opponent's half. The problem was doing something after that and getting the ball to something of a more favorable position. And well, Ambrosia, he was just able to dribble, make that like 5 people down in the corner, ends up working out in his favor. Now, Snipes does find a couple goals. I believe Bambi did as well. And because of that, UCF are not getting absolutely obliterated. They're having chances on offense. The problem is that Northwood have come into their own and they've stopped giving over these free opportunities to UCF. And right now, well, because the opportunities are so scarce, UCF struggling to find any kinds of goals that they can.
Yeah, absolutely. UCF are definitely not looking as hopeless in this game as we've seen some teams look against Northwood. But yeah, Northwood are definitely not giving them the time of day in this one. They're just trying to completely keep them out of it. They're playing very seriously coming into this one. Even though they look confident, they're definitely not showboating like they did against Charlotte. And yeah, definitely UCF finding it difficult, but there are positives. They need to build off of the stuff that they've already made happen now and try and make something more happen. Maybe they've shaken off the nerves now because they've stopped making so many small mistakes. They just need to keep these goals happening. I think DCing from this game. I thought maybe some technical errors coming out of that one.
Yeah, it looks like we have some technical difficulties. We'll be remaking the server to make sure everybody can join in. Don't know exactly what happened. We couldn't see it on our end, but we're going to be remaking the server. We're going to be getting back into the actions. And quite frankly, Twiggy, I'm curious, what you think UCF, the changes they really have to make moving forward, if they're going to want to have that same sort of result, the same sort of result they saw in the winners' final?
I think, well, the thing is, they're not looking like they're playing as... I wouldn't say recklessly is the word I'm looking for that they did as their first game against Northwood, but they were playing like they weren't playing against the number 1 seed. They were playing like they were just playing a game against, some team that they've never heard of. They're just kind of doing everything they can to win the game. They were going for bumps, they were going for demos, they were going for the boost steals, and they were going for these infield passes. It seems like they've stopped doing that. They've kind of just... they're overestimating now Northwood. They know how good Northwood are, and they just seem to be a little bit scared to make those plays that they would have otherwise done. And it just seems to be, just keeping them back a little bit. They need to really push forward and be confident in the choices that they're making.
Absolutely. I think confidence is definitely a huge factor. When now they've seen, at least on stream, what Northwood can look like in the last 2 matches that we've had for them against UNC Charlotte. They know that kind of firepower, and now they're almost sitting back, just being like, hey, maybe we just play a little bit more defensive, and you cannot go quietly against Northwood. They will come out swinging in all regards. We had to remake the server. All we really know is that the players asked for a remake, so we're going to honor that. But now we kick off now with our, I believe it's game number 4 now. Yeah, Northwood should be up 2-1 in this series, and well, first minute of play. Let's go ahead and get it underway.
Yeah, UCF coming into this one like they mean to win it, but Northwood are going to keep soaking up that pressure and go for counterattacks. Both teams looking a little more like they want to attack this one, but there's the ball's dying in middle of the field a lot in this one, and they're just not quite finding anything. Neither team. They're both going for the boost steals though, and it looks like UCF is going to take control of the boost in the early game. Let's see if they can turn it into a goal. Bambi doesn't quite find the ball off of that. That could have been a good opportunity to score. Ambrosius is going to take it forward, push it off his car. Snipes looking for a flip reset, doesn't quite find it, but flicks it over one, and it looks like Northwood are going to turn this into a counter-attack.
Yeah, and Bambi misses his touch off the backboard. Thankfully, he has his teammate and Snipes ready to get back on that one. 4 minutes left to go. We're already seeing more offense out of Northwood, but I think we're also seeing a little bit of a confident UCF right now. I mean, things are looking up right now. They're going to have to continue up this momentum. It's a nice passing play that unfortunately the shot goes a little bit too high, and Ambrosia can find a strong touch off of that. Double commits now being forced out of Northwood. And as these games continue on, it looks like Northwood scrambled a little bit right there. We'll see if they can regain their composure. Looks like they have for the time being. Pirates finds the clear, but it's not for long. Bits immediately puts it back down as UCF start almost a Northwood-esque styled attack. And well, Northwood just have no idea what to do right now.
Yeah, UCF are definitely taking more control of the midfield and trying to push this one forward. Northwood just got both middle boosts, so they're going to be pushing forward now. And going for demos as well. But, oh, that's an awkward ball down there. A little pinch falls straight onto Pirates' bonnet there, and it's just going to fall straight into the goal. But it's looking good from both teams now. Northwood have found the opening goal, but UCF Knights are definitely not down and out. They've been really contesting this game.
No, absolutely. And I mean, that passing play is all you can ask for. One touch, then two, and then, man, Northwood's got one on the board. So, great start for Northwood, but UCF should not be frustrated by that, I think, as much as we would think they would, because still, this lead is regainable. Bambi's going to run out of boost, and Pirates is going to take another shot that'll, you know, just float into the top corner. Yeah, maybe now you should get a little bit worried after that one.
Yeah, both teammates get demoed there, and Bambi just runs out of boost in the middle of the air. I think he knows there's nothing he can do to stop that one from happening, and Pirates just finds the perfect little 50 to send that one into the goal. Now, 2 minutes in, 2 goals up. Northwood are definitely looking more confident. Ooh, and a lucky little kickoff goal there comes out for the UCF Knights, and that's kind of exactly what they need.
Yeah, it's the danger of cheating up right there. It looked like Knox has wanted to get on the other end of that kickoff, but nope, it just flies right over him. And UCF have found themselves a goal. So it's a great start. A goal is a goal at the end of the day, and now you've put one in on Northwood, so now you can start bouncing back, because now this mountain is half the height to climb, and UCF, they've got the strength, they've got the gear to move forward. It's a question of, can they find these shots moving forward, or is the only goal they're going to find this game going to be off the back of a bit of a dinky little kickoff goal? We'll have to wait and see. But Knox is keeping possession right here on the backboard. The double tap almost finds it again off the backboard. Absolute pandemonium on the goal line, and Ambrosia comes away with a goal.
Happens there, so Knox just hits it down, doesn't quite find the goal, but it comes off him 3 times. A little pass out. I think a little unintentional pass out there from Knox straight onto Ambrosia's car there, goes straight in, and we're seeing some very, some maybe lucky, maybe, like, fortunate plays coming out for both teams here, and now Northwood are 2 goals up again. 2.5 minutes left. They just need to keep that pressure up, but UCF Knights aren't going down without a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. We almost saw another one there from, I believe it was Knox. It might have been Pirates on the backboard, but it's absolute insanity right now. Some of the things that Northwood are doing, and right now UCF, I mean, that last goal that was scored has got to hurt, because quite frankly, you don't know how that one managed its way in. It's a nice clear down to the corner, and Knox's does his best own goal impersonation, but unfortunately, it's only about as good as a Halloween costume from Party City as well. Knox's continues going down the opposite direction, keeping the ball, keeping the pressure up, flicking it off the post, trying to find some space, but none found just yet, and UCF, they'll reset for the time being.
How long were you keeping the Party City one in your locker there? That's good. UCF Knights are trying to take this one back here, and they do a little infield pass. They're going to take it past one, and a great demo. That's exactly what UCF need to be doing. That was perfect. One pass through from Bits there to Bambi, and then Bits goes straight for the demo, and Ambrosia definitely well read from him, and doesn't get in the way of the goal either. That's great from both players there, Bits and Bambi, to finally find that goal. 90 seconds left in the game. Keep doing that, UCF. That's brilliant.
Yeah, whatever UCF is doing right now is absolutely fantastic. They've got 90 seconds to find an equalizer right now, and they find themselves on their back line once more. Knox is to stuff the aerial in the air, not able to create any kind of space. UCF isn't, and well, right now they desperately need a goal. Now they're going to catch Pirates out in no man's land. He'll, of course, find a beautiful clear just to keep it as far away from his net as possible. Now 60 seconds remaining, and UCF, this is their best chance that they've had in a while, and they've only got 1 goal to find in 60 seconds to do it.
Yeah, they definitely. I think them finding such a skillful goal there has put Northwood on the brakes a little bit. They're finding a little less attacking power, and UCF are able to kind of exploit that one. As it falls to Bambi, Noxus has to get in the way awkwardly. It's going to go back into the middle. Doesn't find anyone, so Noxus is going to take it forward. Ambrosius is going to touch it right to the left side of the goal here. Snipe stops it from going anywhere, and he's going to take it forward. That's a brilliant flick to get over one player there. I'm not sure how he got that much power on that, but it goes forward again, and ooh, very nice to get it onto the backboard. Bits is going to come forward. Ooh, a nice little shot just comes out. It's going to be stopped just before it gets to the backboard by Ambrosia. They're really pushing for this one in the last 20 seconds of the game.
Yeah, and they've got to find one quick. 15 seconds now left on the board, and they do find themselves in the Northwood half, but not for long as well. Northwood exploit the gap right there and put it all the way back into the back line. 8 seconds now for UCF to get back into this, and they're coming down the field fast. They've got an aerial at midfield that's going to open up some space. They won't find the dunk onto Ambrosia, and Snipes will just be able to carry this one up. It's going to spike. Northwood's going to take game number 4 as they put themselves on match point, and quite frankly, UCF just have not found an answer so far.
Absolutely, yeah. There was definitely some very promising plays in that game from UCF, but they couldn't find exactly as much as they needed to get that win. You know, that infield passing play in the demo was very good. That's probably one of the best goals we've seen, especially in this series, and it's very good from them, but we need a little more. You know, you need to push a little more on that weak spot of Northwood there, because they're not used to being played so aggressively against. You need to that one up, but definitely positives from both teams, and Northwood is running away with this one. Let's see if UCF can get that reverse sweep coming into this coming into the last game set.
Yeah, absolutely. UCF does basically have to reverse sweep, because if this was a regular best of 7, UCF would not even have a victory yet. We've done 3 games, all 3 of them have gone the way of Northwood. It's really, they just look so much more confident than UCF does right now, and that's something strange to say, given how confident and serious we saw UCF playing after that winners finals series. I mean, everything was going in their favor. I mean, the clock has reset and the score does as well. It's a new opportunity for UCF to get back, but they're going to need 4 or 3 good opportunities in a row, winning 3 games back to back to back to steal this one away from Northwood, who quite frankly have not let up at all this series.
Yeah, the script is now in full UCF comeback mode. They need to try and get this one going. That's the story that's going on right now, but Northwood, the big bad Seed 1 team, are not going to let them do that without a good showing. So as it pushes forward, Northwood is going to keep it in their half. UCF going to be troubled to find anything, but Snipes is going to win that 50-50 there, and it's going to fall into their half for the first time. Ambrosia with an amazing clear gets it all the way onto the backboard again. We're playing a little bit of tennis here. It's going back and forth. Nobody really getting any control of the ball, but getting some interesting attempts now.
Northwood right now are kind of playing this like it's a game number 1, because they have such a game cushion right now. They can really do whatever they want and get away with it, so they're just not really going for anything too aggressive, too terribly speedy right now, because they want to see what UCF decides to change, and I think that's the right call to make right now, because Northwood right now, they've got themselves a 3-goal advantage. It's dangerous, but Ambrosia swoops in. I thought for sure the net was going to be open for a tad. But no, it stopped at the goal line. They're managing to find the saves. Northwood almost got caught out there for playing a bit too complacent, but 90 seconds in, Northwood still fighting for that advantage. Rather, UCF looking to get their way back into this series.
Yeah, they know they can afford to let UCF kind of play their way and see what they might have to avoid in the upcoming games. And although they are trying to get these shots on goal, it's not like they're going to find much. Snipes just misses the open goal there. Had a beautiful opportunity to score that one, but just kind of hits it a little bit wide, and that's going to sting for UCF Knights. That was their first opportunity to open up the scoring on this one, and it was a brilliant one. They haven't quite found it. 3 minutes left. They need somebody needs to open up the scoring here in this game.
Yeah, it looks like we've got another Rule 1 down in the corner. It's Noxus and Snipes right there, absolutely duking it out, but that makes it officially a 2v2 once more. We haven't seen a Rule 1 all tournament. Now we've seen 2 of them in the same series. Northwood continue on right now, pinching it above, just trying to find some space, but it's going to come down to which duo is better right now, as Ambrosia taking it up on the right-hand side, finds the Musty, isn't able to break the defense right now, but they will find the boost steal. I was worried for a second Ambrosia was going to drive over and bump them off, and that was going to spell bad karma for a few games, but nothing of the sorts happens. We cross halftime right now. Both these teams tied at, well, 0-0.
Yeah, and 2s are a very different play style to 3s. As we can see, both teams are playing a lot more defensively. Oh, what's happened? There's 3 players in the game. I think they broke it up somehow. But, okay. It looks like we're back to a 3v3. And, yeah, I mean, both teams playing so... not passively, but they're kind of just not letting each other do anything at this point, you know. They're not really going too aggressively. They're just kind of feeling each other out, but an infield pass to Bits just about cut out by Ambrosia. It was a brilliant effort there. The UCF trying to take control of this game, take it by the reins and win this one. It's going to be taken over 1, but Bambi saves it nicely, and it's going to be thrown away by Snipes there. Snipes.
Yeah, snips, snipes doesn't really matter at the end of the day because there's 90 seconds left, and UCF, while their life is still going right now, one goal could absolutely do it from Northwood, so they're continuing to apply this pressure. I think if you're Northwood and UCF, the time to start playing aggressive is now. I mean, there's about 60 seconds left in this game, and Ambrosia's going to have to come off the backboard just to get a nice save on this. Right now, I don't think either of these teams want to go to overtime. I think they're looking to win this in regular time, and that's why you can see the play get a little bit more aggressive, like Bambi staying downfield. It's a beautiful shot, but Nox is able to turn it away. Double demo, 2v2 once again, just in a different capacity. Nox is looking for the double tap. It's an awkward double commit as they aren't able to find the end of that one as well. Northwood aren't being aggressive at all. They're playing passive as ever, and they're not giving any spots over to Northwood or UCF because of that. They're not, it looks like they're trying to take it to overtime at the end of the day, and UCF Knights, they still look like they want to win this in regular time.
Yeah, the UCF Knights have really turned it up. They're trying to keep this pressure on and, turn up the energy, and Bambi's faked him out there. Oh, wow, what a brilliant play there from Bambi to slow down the pace of the play. Dribbling it on top of the car just kind of stops and completely faked out. Ambrosia, they're not going to find it. Nox is just not in time to save that one. UCF Knights have found their goal in this game. 30 seconds left on the timer. That's exactly what Northwood didn't want to happen with the passive play that they were going for.
Yeah, absolutely. The axle's absolutely shattered for Ambrosia. Now 20 seconds for Northwood to take this cleanly, or UCF will continue to bounce back. Pirates is recovering well. They're keeping this down to the corner. 15 seconds remain for Northwood to equalize. Maybe they're trying to put on fireworks, or maybe they've been bested right now by UCF. 9 seconds remaining. Clock continues to tick down. Bits is looking for a pass out middle, but Pirates will find the clear. It's down to Noxus. He'll touch it down to Ambrosia. The shot's going to come in, but no, the ball will hit the ground. UCF will take their first real game and will make the series 3-2.
And yeah, Northwood maybe, they were playing very passively on that one. I think they were just playing to try and play as safe as possible, but they really needed to attack more if you wanted to get that goal. You can't win without scoring a goal, obviously, and unfortunately they don't find anything in that game. And now the script has become a little more exciting as Central Florida UCF have taken that game, and they're going to come forward. It's now 3-2 in the series. That's their first officially won game. So they've now got 2 points on the board in this series. They need to get 2 more to win this one against the one that Northwood need.
Yeah, absolutely. It may still be match point for Northwood, but that's certainly a bolster of confidence moving forward for UCF, as it looks like we're hopping right into the next game of this series. UCF want to continue this momentum as much as they can. Bambi looks for an ambitious double tap, but he's not able to find anything off the back of that one. Pirates long clear. Bambi finds himself out of boost. It's going to be a shot on target, but he recovers properly, able to get back. Early start to both these games where, well, Northwood and UCF have started off with early chances.
Yeah, and Bits is kind of keeping Ambrosia off the ball there, but he doesn't quite find the bump he needs to stop him from saving that one. Snipes is going to push it forward here. Both teams playing super aggressively now. They're bored of playing as passively as they did in the last game. A 0-1 finish. Not quite exciting enough for them. They're really playing with everything they have coming into this one, and UCF Knights have a point to prove now. They didn't just win that game because Northwood were playing passively. They played it because they played well, and they're going to come into this one with a little more venom.
Absolutely. UCF the better team in the last game. It wasn't just a lucky finish. It was exactly what they had been planning to do. Now 4 minutes remain in this game, and we're seeing a lot more offense out of UCF as they continue to play this aggressive play style you were harping on. There's no passivity back now, and, well, quite frankly, they're challenging every ball that Northwood throws at them at face value.
Yeah, Northwood looking for a goal here, but they haven't actually really found a shot on target yet. And UCF are really capitalizing on the fact that Northwood might be a little... maybe playing so passively last game has made it so that they're not really prepared to play as aggressively this game. Although, a nice shot is going to come out, and Bit saves it right on the line there with 3 players in goal. But UCF Knights are doing well to soak up this pressure. They're running out of boost, though, because Northwood have been taking all of it. It hits off the crossbar. Ambrosia's going to have to touch that one down. An awkward touch hits it off the backboard again, and it's going to fall to Bits and Bambi, and Bits is going to float it forward over Pirates. Doesn't quite find anybody after that one, though. With 2 minutes left, no goals left in this game.
Yeah, and well, quite frankly, I'm shocked Northwood didn't score there, and I'm quite shocked that we haven't seen a goal yet from either of these teams. I mean, Northwood's applying this pressure. The save that came off the back of those shots, they were incredible saves by UCF. The defense continues to hold on and absorb the pressure, like you're saying, but they're about to cross halftime right now. We haven't found a potential victor just yet. Northwood, once again, find themselves on match point. They've got a one-game cushion remaining. Surely they don't want to take us to game number 7. Surely they want to win this as quickly as possible, but right now they haven't found any of the sorts. It's going to be a shot by Noxus. It's going to be off the crossbar, but what a touch by Bambi just to keep it out. That save incredibly awkward, and well, possession continues for Northwood. It's on the goal line, saved again by Pitts. Panic starting to ensue right now for UCF. They'll finally get a chance to breathe, but Northwood, they're starting to ramp up the pressure.
You have to wonder how Northwood didn't find anybody to finish off either of those 2 goals. It was kind of sat in the goal line in both of them for a second there, and you know, it seems like they're only committing one person forward to the attack. They're still playing a little bit passively, which is a surprising thing to see since they lost the last game off playing passively as they did. And when they were playing as aggressively as they did in the first 3 games, sorry, they won all of those. They need to put up the pressure a little more. They're not playing quite as we've seen them play. They're turning back into the Northwood that we saw in the winners finals 2 series ago.
Yeah, the confidence has to come back. Right now, Pirates is going to look to change that. He's got an air dribble, but doesn't have enough boost for the second touch. Lots of space being opened up, but so far the rotations for Northwood are exactly what you should be doing right now. They're cutting down the pressure. They're not giving UCF too much space on their back line, and, well, quite frankly, Northwood are playing strong, but so are UCF, and their defense is holding on resiliently. Now we're about to see that 60-second mark. It's a beautiful save by Snipes as he flies across the goal line to take that one out of thin air. We crossed that 60-second mark. Another good opportunity. Snipes comes from the sky. What a goal!
I looked away for a second and then I saw Snipes flying through the air and I knew he was going to find that ball right at the end. And he's just come from the other side of the pitch to find the bounce at the end. He's read it so perfectly there. And UCF Knights take this goal, and it's got so much more exciting now as they know that Northwood don't just need to score 1 goal to win the whole series. They just need to hang on to this final goal here and take it to a 3-3 series. They're going to bring out another save. Snipes is looking on fire this game. They're going to push it forward. Bits pushes out into the corner. Can't find anything, but Northwood are looking a little shaky now. They know that UCF Knights are completely just lapping at their heels. The water is rising up, and the pressure keeps coming out from Northwood, but the saves keep coming out from UCF Knights. Are going to be able to get it away again. Is anybody in defense? Not quite. Pirates is going to be able to finish that one off. It's 1-1. 13 seconds left. We might be going into overtime here to see if Northwood can get the win on this one.
Yeah, the onslaught for Northwood is immaculate right now. They put one in off the back of 3, maybe 4 shots back to back to back. 13 seconds remaining, and now UCF's in a little bit of a danger right now as Northwood are heating up. I saw chat asking if there was a bracket reset. No, there is not. UCF came from the winners final and started off with a 1-game advantage. So this could very well be the end of the series in overtime. Knox is going to clear this as deep as he can. Ambrosia's touch will keep this alive at midfield. Pirates looking for a showstopper, but it'll be saved at the goal line. Bambi saves it at the last second. We're headed to overtime in game number 5.
So many close shots coming out from both teams here. Neither of them wanted this overtime at all, but they're being sent into it either way. This has got to be so much pressure for UCF Knights. This one more goal, and that's exactly what Northwood have found, and that's it. They've closed out the series. That is it. There's no bracket reset. UCF Knights came into this one with the advantage, and Northwood have taken that advantage and turned it on its head. They've won this series. They've won the grand finals. They've won $1,200 coming into this one.
Yeah, Northwood step up big and win it in overtime. The late equalizer with 15 seconds left on the clock, and Northwood come back and win it in overtime. Pirates, Noxes, and Ambrosia are your Collegiate Champions League Grand Final championship, or champions, I should say, off the back of an incredibly strong performance, and they came out looking strong, playing good, and well, they take home the #1 prize because of it.
Yeah, and just when it looked like UCF Knights winning that winners final, the 11th seed, were the bane, exactly what was needed to take down this team. They just couldn't find it in the end. They turned up the pressure and were able to win it. And just so good from them. So good from both teams. Honestly, commiserations to UCF Knights for that one, because you played so well throughout both games against these two.
No, absolutely. If you didn't join us for the very beginning of the stream, UCF actually beat Northwood to make it to the grand finals right off the back in a 3-2 Game 5 winner. UCF also the number 11 seed going into this grand finals weekend. If you had to do a perfect double elimination bracket, you'd end up with a finals with the 1 and the 2 seed. But no, that's not what UCF did. UCF came from the lower bracket. They came against all of the odds, made it to the grand finals, beat Northwood, the number 1 team seeded going into this, handing them their first loss of this entire tournament. And while UCF falls in the grand finals, the final series of the day, we got to take our hats off and show some respect to the run that they had and the gameplay that they provided for us throughout this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. Northwood did so well to get all the way into the winners finals, and even though they were knocked down by UCF Knights, which must have come to a shock to them, they came all the way back through, winning that last grand finals 4-2, 4-1 in 5 games. So good from them to close that one out, maybe figuring out exactly what UCF's little Achilles heel was there at the end, and they did so well to win the whole thing. Cannot give them enough praise for that one.
Yeah, Northwood just show up in the grand finals and have the nerves of steel to come back and take that one away at the last possible second. Pirates, Ambrosia, and Knox, once again, Northwood, your champions of this Collegiate Champions League, making it all the way through the 7-week Swiss, going undefeated, only dropping one series to UCF earlier in the winners finals, and putting themselves on top of all of their competition at the end of the day. We're going to take a quick break and be right back after this. But before we head to a short break, we do have to tell you guys once again about our amazing sponsor, shop esportscertified.com. They're a new gaming gear destination exclusively designed for college and university students. They specialize in a wide assortment of PC gaming gear like headsets, mice, keyboards, and so many more. You can shop today's top brands, including Razer, HyperX, and Rig, all at epic savings at that. Visit them today at www.esportscertified.com.
Absolutely. Thank you to esportscertified.com once again helping us out here. And we're going to head to a short break and be back with an interview with one of our winners. So don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the AVGL Collegiate Champions League Grand Finals. Northwood have just taken the series in 6 games, I believe, and now we find ourselves here with an interview with Knox, as one of the members of Northwood. They are the grand champions of this tournament we've been running for the last 7 weeks or so. Knox, how are you doing, man?
Hello, can you hear me? Sick. I'm suppressed. I have no perms. There you go. I didn't have permission to talk. It was really epic. I'm good, man. I'm good. Good dub.
Everything's going on. Hello, sorry. I'm here now on stream. Noxus has been able to hear me, but you haven't. So I just asked Noxus how he was doing. Obviously, a great win there from him and the rest of the Northwood team. So I'm going to do a little bit of a, the boring question here for the rest of the stream, for the audience. I'm going to do a bit of like your mum. What school are you in? What year in school? And have you chosen a major? How you doing with your life?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm a freshman at Northwood University. Our first year was in the fall, and now we're in the spring. Obviously, competing in CRL and stuff like that. Yeah. And my major is esport management or sport management. It's basically the same degree because you take the same classes. So yeah.
Brilliant, that's great to hear. So, how much does competing in Rocket League mean to you? Obviously, when you're balancing college and Rocket League, it can be difficult. But how much kind of a percentage do you put on either one of those?
It's a lot, man. When I was competing in the RLCS with Aeon and Astro, and then also doing CRL leagues and scrims and practices, you're talking about 8 hours a day playing Rocket League. Monday through Friday, so something about that.
Yeah, absolutely. That must have been a lot of work for you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, what motivates you? Getting into the game and practicing to be the best of the best.
My future, man. The Rocket League. I definitely see my future in Rocket League. I definitely see a lot of progress, and there's so many opportunities and doors that can open, especially how big the esports scene is blowing up nowadays. Yeah, that's all that drives me is I want to be successful, and I want to make sure I'm doing something passionate, something I love as we go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, esports is growing so much, especially with what we've got going on right now, and yeah, it must be so fun to kind of get into this when it's growing so much. Especially the Rocket League scene is booming right now, and based off of your incredible performance tonight, so props to you. Obviously, what are your future plans to grow as a player? Continue on this trajectory you've got going. Obviously, you've already been in RLCS. Where do you plan to go from here?
It's really just right now, actually, I've been focusing a lot on my content side of things, my stream and stuff like that. Because again, playing 8 hours a day of Rocket League when I was competing in RLCS is a lot, and it takes a lot of toll, especially if you throw in all my other responsibilities outside of Rocket League stuff, obviously relationships or just the schoolwork in general. So I'm really happy right now of just playing in CRL, practicing with the team in that regard. But of course, if any opportunities come up in regards to RLCS, whether that be a sub spot or starting on a team, then hopefully I can balance it out and stuff like that as we go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of work to balance, and just coming off of that, you've kind of mentioned it, but how does being an esports player in college, really affect your life? A lot of people go for jobs during their jobs during their esports, jobs during their college, but it's very different going into esports. Obviously, what kind of challenges does that face for you?
I'd say the main one is pressure. I'd say because again, with Northwood picking up me, Buddy, and Pirates, and then obviously we played with a sub and Broje. He's also insane, as you can saw. But
yeah,
there's a lot of pressure to perform well, I'd say, and obviously all the time you put into it. Because again, if you pick up 3 RLCS players and you put them in CRL, people expect you to do well. And then also there's a lot of backlash that comes with that as well. Because let's say we don't, even if we get a win, if it's if it's 4-2, people, oh, I thought you guys were good. What happened? But it's CRL isn't no joke anymore.
Yeah.
The players and the caliber has gotten a lot better and stuff like that. So, I'd say definitely the pressure is the big thing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time, Knox. Is anybody you'd like to shout out before we end off this interview? Congrats again for winning this whole tournament. But once again, I just figure I'd give you a short little platform just to shout out the people who have gotten you here, I guess.
Oh, of course, Coach E, our esports director, but you already know we have to do it. Twitch.tv/Noxus. We gotta plug in the stream, of course. Go follow that, stream all the time. Yeah. Hey, Coach E, my teammates, obviously, all of Northwood. Yeah, Twitch.tv/Noxus. Don't forget that.
Most important one.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Noxus, for your time. Thank you for joining us for this interview. Congrats once again on taking it over UCF in the grand finals 4-2. Thank you so much for your time, man. We'll hopefully see you around in RLCS and CRL soon.
Thank you, man. Have a good one there, guys.
You too, man. Well, that was Knox as we just talked with him, and unfortunately for you guys, that's going to do it for our stream. We've just watched Northwood take it over UCF in the grand finals, and it's time for us to head on out to rest our throats and prepare for another event coming your way. But that's going to do it for Twiggy and I. Thank you so much to the production team at AVGL and everybody who's been involved. Our sponsor, Esports Certified, for helping us out. Definitely go check them out at www.esportscertified.com. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have had a good night. We'll see you guys next time.